This is Wadu TV, truth and integrity.
From Agyapade TV, so yes, I was subscribe. Yes, see, I know you can subscribe na to na ye koye nim. La ye ntinsi mu ewo aye Kevin Taylor akache. Kevin Taylor sa som bi. Agyapade book no, ene de oda bebo mu de so no secret ahodo wo mu nyina wo yi de pie. Wache hene Kufuado omia ntumi no mu nyina de a o ma hyehye na mo kyese eno na mo de bebo ga na ho bra no ma ha o man no. Se na Kevin Taylor e ka no. We do my secret or the film abano. Enye asanketa kwa. We no sin chance wa. Eno ma kudu bia SCC na manfo bi defend ya ni nyina akoye. O man no nyoma bia enko yi na manfo defend NPP. Kevin Taylor fire the afasa no mani nyina ho a. Gidi se wuti e bebo yi ni nyina. Yekoti Kevin Taylor.
Nana Agyapa Amotia GMPC Sika. That is his title. Nana Agyapa Amotia Galamsey chief. This is the man on their constitution. Remember, NPP led by Kufuado and this small Achim criminals. Listen, the reason why we justify these things, and I say, yeah, Kasa, yeah, Mamuti, I say, this small Achim group, say, yo, Achim for Mnimnyansapa, you're very honest Achim people who really think about Ghana. But this particular one, for repaying fee Abeifo mo hono do so chen eya Abeifo mo bonsam jem led by Amwetia Agyapade hene Galamsey hene. These are the people we have to be very, very wary of. They are dangerous. They kill, they steal, and they destroy. The Agyapade book is real. Remember Obin Dadao. So tonight, it's another holiday. It's another Kevin Taylor's day. It's another With All Due Respect day. It does not mean say and that's then how I'm not going to stop you being pissed off with me or being angry because I am telling the people the truth. At the end of the day, your feelings, what you think, what you believe in, the party you support, your ideas, at the end of the day, those things will not have any effect on my show. I will still speak the truth. I will use the facts to educate Ghanaians. So, and how you feel, they keep it in your room. How you feel towards me, it's okay. You can decide to insult me, I'm fine. It's normal. How you feel about me, I don't care. How you feel about me, Echo, I don't care. My production team, I don't care. How you feel about my production, I don't care. It is your problem. So deal with your problem. But what we are going to deal with, and what we are going to make sure Ghana for, and yes, I'm mistaken, is to make sure people like Agyapade group we Kufuado for Riata, Amotia for Penny Gabi or Chedakon, Bedi Tuo, Sa Nipa Wambon somewhere. We want Ghanaians to know, say, any say yes, I'm mistaken. That's all. In this, I want to Siena, you have a problem with me, and you think, oh, when you say something about Kevin Taylor, when you go after Kevin Taylor, it's going to change. It's not going to change anything. You're wasting your time. You are wasting your time because for some years now we have made Ghanaians understand to say it's because the lies. The lies. NPP was built out of lies. The party itself, why they are crying to be control. Ideology being the party which na because that party from the beginning, from the onset, the NPP as a political party, they've had an idea be say say Ghana. These are dangerous people with dangerous ideology. To say once to say toilet moon once the people behind this party. It is always the opportunity to go and feast on people's SHIT. So these people are not people we have to entertain. They are dangerous people. The NPP led by Kufuado and Bawumia is a dangerous group. It is filled with tribal bigots. It is filled with criminals. It is filled with liars. It is filled with people who feel entitled. These are the things that I feel the NPP Emma and the Ghana Funyina. These are very dirty people. And I keep saying this. These are very dirty people. Dirty people. You can see it from their faces. You can see it from the way their posture is. You can see from where they are coming from. They are dirty people, dirty mentality and ideologies. So we need to stay together as a people and stop this group of criminals from taking over, because they have their own constitution. And the NPP led by Akufo-Addo and this little Achim criminals, their constitution is the Agyapade book. Yes. So a vote for Mahamudu Bawumia is to continue the deadly things they are doing. That is all. 2024 elections is simple. Sawoto Abama Bawumia, you are telling Amotio for Rupenini, Oforiata, Akufo-Addo, Nkrumah, Gabi Asare Ochredako, you are telling Asante Bedie2, Chairman won to me, Jimmy now, so you are telling them to continue. Not the Obukino Omo implement it. That's all. Because Mahamudu Bawumia nya bema eshwada in the 90 ma sebio obetime take a decision. Bawumia cannot prosecute Gabi Ochredako. He says he's scared like a chicken. Bawumia cannot prosecute anybody in the NPP. Bawumia cannot prosecute Nkrumah. Bawumia cannot prosecute Eden Oforiata. Bawumia cannot prosecute anybody in the NPP. That is why on his tour he has not been able to speak on prosecuting his own. He can't, because he does not own the party. The people who own the party are these criminals calling themselves Agyapade group. These are the facts. These are the facts. So the issue is today, when you raise issues in Ghana about what is happening, you will see the desperate, frustrated NPP people who were making noise about nothing 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Oh, now way at Tuaba, way a Winiaba, Kevin Taylor on Tuaba, I'm in Tuaba, so Memo be at Tuabetia, a boo biba. Men Tuaba, but Memo be at Tuabetia, in dying, in pro. Now, when you say in some people and Tuaba, hey, Poladomoch now be in a tree, we in it to the Tuaba, that bio. Kwasia Tracy Boachin Kwasia Samana Mokase, Papa Rone Tuaba in Yamba Mohun Tien Kitinkiti to say a Ponchibini Namanam Ghana and Kwasia the any holiday. We starting a nice more certainly because more Jimmy Nipani Chimu Fasuno or Chimudino, Namu Jimmy Nabetem more. Eh, Mr. S, Mr. P, don't block anybody and the holiday. Memen Tuaba. Ba memo bia tweet yawo Jimmy for motete Ghana in 70 bi de yenka ne nkankantia obi. You see last week Paul Adobochi went to bring that dirty riffraff Kweku Anyidowu. Ne ho kan ne ho fin obetina ho same old story. There's nothing. Mo twatro from the beginning mo form a pathway mu tie a eye den eye friend saying Bafu akoto ye wo fa bafu akoto ko yi ni 700 pounds eda ho ni 700 pounds eda ho e de bete party mo di nkwasiasam saa ba be di nne nkwasiasam saa ye nkamwasem na ndem nyambrante ne mbaba wa na ye kamanimu a mo se mo ntiase obi tamo mo bodam na NPP na ye Ghana dia. This book is dangerous. So ukoto Abama Mahamudu Bawumia o twama eye Akufo-Addo oye bonsamo. So Atadi girls no mu Nkrumah miensa no. There were 3 virgins they sacrificed for power. Don't joke with Akufo-Addo or a different animal. Mahamudu Bawumia does not have the balls to take decisions. Bawumia. Yeah, Pebema or say Minyaba Bema Nyaba. Bawumia is not a man. So Atadi girls 3 no mu no. They murdered those kids. Sa Nkrumah miensa no. 3 virgins, and I'm arguing 3 virgins were murdered. Tadi girls in Nkrumah and Senya Bema fan hun kan mo da. Hey, na se obi wo ho na se okunkun kwara. So obi wo no nipa boni ni kura. I did not select 3 virgins to murder them. The president knew about this. In Nkrumah and Sa we did you see Akufo-Addo there? Did you see Bawumia there? Did you see Akufo-Addo's wife there? Did you see anybody from the Jubilee House going to Takrade to console the parents of these 3 girls? No, because they murdered these kids. They sacrificed them for power. It's easy. And now from it is spiritual. These people came prepared. and omo Bible kan ho bae. They came with their Bible and put their Yesu Christo on it. Omo Yesu Christo de daso no galamsey hene obotuo wo nwura mu ho wedwa kevi we ya da be kire no bre se mo se memra Ghana oso ye nipa se ha nipa na wo ha ana mo se nipa na yemra oso ye nipa bra odwan oye say is of America.
Okay.
If you're a man, come to Ghana. If you're an animal, come to America. Who just said that form? If you are say and you'll be able to about America. Me say, if you are say and you'll be able to about America. Who just said that form? Yeah. If you're a man, come to Ghana. If you're an animal, come here. In Ghana, a month we murdered 3 girls, 3 young virgins. They murdered them. About kunkwara way all because of power. Now, see what work can kwasi asem say. Keep on moving on with the nonsense. Keep on keeping on. Ni asatam eto din we akotena yoko. Motete Ghana mabobodam. Are you people crazy? You let people run over you like animals. Abra mona moto abaman kwasi afo ebe nipa. Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo from 2008 ebesi 2012 no only $20,000 than accounts. Akufo-Addo had nothing. Na mo amone nam Ghana. Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo oko wia party sika NPP fo sika no wia ye. Oni Mustafa Hamid akwana anka owo Mozambique anka na ya benkwan nim se abewotwe nkwan Mustafa Hamid MPA. Omo nyina wia party sika Akufo-Addo wia party sika. Enti na ejimi fo mo ka kire se we mu de omo ye surunko Akufo-Addo papa obra papa be no boy. Let's get serious in this country. These people came into power, poor people, desperately poor. They were filthy poor. You have no idea. And a moment of phobia that I'm Ghana ho. And a moment of phobia that I'm Ghana ho kikan kwasi asem. Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo and this group of termites, Gabi, Bedie Tuo, Oforiata, they had nothing. They didn't have a dime on them. These were filthy people, dirty, filthy people. They were broke like chicken. And we allowed these greedy bastards, and they slaughtered themselves through. And then they power. They are killing you people. They are stealing from you people. Daylight robbery. They are taking your money. You can't do anything. You are helpless. Adentra mumubi mwe Jimmy. Mumubi mwe Jimmy. You are foolish. That is why they are treating you like animals. These people were not supposed to come close to Jubilee House. These people were not supposed to give in a nod. Never. Akufo-Addo time or president only capre or kasada ni hinimu henro. Yaro for total 90. And I'm told and Kofu Kasa Shomu Hinim, and ye Jiminti, and the NPP, ko party nim. Ofu bi opeso be di NPP aso a lawyer, and the Kokumase, Billboard be a kwasi be a lawyer, and no ne ni nim. Na ojimi fo bi ka say a lawyer, yen ko school kenkanti. Yen kenkanti, and the kwasanti me mu ko hwe, Jimmy fo bi ope parliament be aso a lawyer, ne de Jimmy di nechi. Yen check it. Yen certify, yen busashi, yen se zoo yegum. 47 MPs. 47 MPs. So beso catch them say 47 MPs. Yen to see one regional hospital at Santimemu. Now that what Santimemu catch them say me town. Oh bodam. Now Banoto is saying why you chia, and now why you what to be. The NDC if want to mean catch them, no me catch them. Me pa NDC anya me dia o. The omont me bi o ma no catch them a mudi NPP echi amujimi no. Me e call. Loud Silence Media ya me dia o. Me timi media house NDC ni ho. I just like the ideologies of NDC. Send your mochechire Ghana to me ye edwa ema asantifoko di dwa. Ghana foko di dwa ma omunya sika to aduane di no. Eno na me pe. Send your mutumi si sewia. Omutumi si eyade kumewu omutumi see regional and district hospitals. Send omutumi ya kwan. And no na me support it. I support the ideology, their help, the social democratic help na wo mutimu no. And no na me support it. It is all a Ghana no way Jimmy. It because me support NDC idea and inti where Jimmy mama enkanchiro. Why do you vote? Why do you want to be? Motete Ghana na mama Jimmy for way Jimmy mo. And everybody is hopeless. Obia no did 5 years ago, 6-7 years. Ni sike nyina ahye. Alright. Obia na oye ade kakra bibia say we still sit in this country supporting these fools. Anything abroad for to meet now say yani Africa for be a more. And they deserve to say that because they don't even understand how we allow our politicians to fool us like that. And a typical example of a foolish political party and a foolish political government is this typical government. San kwasiafo in the mabrofonika say yede before ye Jimmy, especially Ekufuado ne Bawumiamo. They wear this Vietnam suit and dress like French clowns. Hwebedi to ogina wa I said ne kwaje jot. Na no hu wi tan se ni patietio se ni patintio hu hwegabi. Hwebedi to hwe san dirty people way. And then they line up and come to Europe, America, and the white man sees them and say, who are these foolish clowns? Now I go very soon some Uzbekistan suit to be Jimmy because in their minds, no, sana no one no papa no ye. Omo bo man no. Akromfo na Kwame Nkrumah mpeni omo no. Ewifo ma no. They didn't want Kwame Nkrumah to succeed in making Ghana a self-sufficient country, you know. Say Jimmy for no to a boy, you know, to for they wanted Ghana to be like that. Right. To date, they are still practicing that foolishness, mediocrity and foolishness. Now yet Ghana 2024, we are still supporting people with that kind of mentality. They want to rewrite our history. Such dirty people. Munyina ya kamu bom one pieces. You cannot rate Kwame Nkrumah. Mwenim secretans. Mo Ekufuado Gabi bedie 204 monim secretans ya chichiri mu nyina boboma. You cannot even reach Kwame Nkrumah's level as human beings. Na mo bana Ghana for ama mutumi na mudi mu Jimmy ne moto kankan be rewrite history that you want to write your history. Twerps me ba mu nkume me ba. Good, happy birthday, Auntie Monica. Auntie Monica, happy birthday. I won't continue. I wish your birthday waha. I won't na kwansima na Lucy na mema amena meyer inyo and one hour very important to me. Into happy birthday to Auntie Monica coming from Togbe Agmadawi. Auntie Monica mizino yeah church na me to me mbodi ye kumfantinyi. So we have started the show. Kwasiafo Motete Ghana na mama to me na Jimmy phone kwasiafo we Jimmy omo ho Ghana. Obiambo obi atirimu tuo. And omo Jimmy omo. We will come back to Agyapade. Let me tell you people. Mamu yi mani mfiri Agyapade book no so never. The moment amube yi mani efiri Agyapade book no and the danger this book brings, that will be the end of this country Ghana. Entwaye ni enkoye chi. Na yen dwindwine de edi abedru hanne. Or see, Mama may remfi. Dear see ya, Edi abedru hana, yeti Ghana, ye bojeswa, ye konsuo, ye kodidi, ye share ye renom, ye tumikwa soreba, ye tumiko ejumaba, or say Mamu remfi, because something happened. Something happened. Circumstances been a see ye bedru ha. And that circumstances, they need say some people basically force us to forget. Circumstances bang. Some people sacrificed everything to get Ghana on the map. Your friend Ghana, Gold Coast Ghana. The sacrifices Kwame Nkrumah they made. Those were the circumstances that brought us here. All the way to 1979, J.J. Rawlings led young men to overthrow a government that wasn't ready to help the people. The circumstances that brought the 1992 Constitution. The circumstances that made J.J. Rawlings say, I don't want a military rule, I want a democratic rule, dispensation. The circumstances that gave birth to the Fourth Republic. Those circumstances are very important and we cannot forget. This book, it was brought in to let us forget our circumstances. They crafted this story And it's not just a story. This is their constitution. Achim Fowe. Omo hinene dasono. Omo holy grail. Their political constitution in here. They are killing. They are stealing. They are making sure say Ghana no omo be bono. So omo free power crowd, they can still control Ghana through Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. A vote for Bawumia is a vote for these criminals. Do not forget the circumstances. Ediebedruha. Say midwife catch us. Akosia mo akwe. Aya mema oremfi. De see ya and the ujina ha edu maame atem. Obeso catch us say. Dwene senya maame ebreye ansana owo. The circumstances that brought us here today. Mama masa ankwasiafo we. This book is dangerous. Mama obi anyi nanim free Agyapade book ne so. Ye beka ho asema till the day you go to the ballot. Adikudie ntemo bese beka ho asem ne say ya chi omo. Okay. Ochehene kaje is a book we started 2012. Ochehene the Galamsey captain or see book we started 2012 no hu ye. 2013 wan ka ho asem. Ochehene anka ho asem. Gabi anka ho asem. Ekufuado anka ho asem. Achimfo kakra ya sebio omudi NPP anim omo ya abonsami omo anka ho asem. 2015 wanka ho asem. 2016 it came up. Osisa book ni sa it came up in 2016. Mumusan say Adentina 2016 wanka ho asem say book we nya no kure. Because that was the time they needed the power. 2016 also power ni mu no almost start here damage, you know. They forgot about the book because they thought to say Jimmy. And in China, they be catch no. Omo person di atom. Omo say Mahama some was short memory. Indirectly, omo catch them say Jimmy. Mahama so catch them say Mure fia dientem. From 2016-17, book we wo papa we anka ho asem, Ekufuado anka ho asem, Gabi anka ho asem. They implemented everything in the book. All right. Every single word they've implemented it. Now, Adentina 2024, I cut 2-3 months. Why is he speaking about it? Because election time we do. When we say you see a Ghana for any BA, when we say Ghana for any T, people are reading, people are breaking things down. People like us and our colleagues are on TV, they are on radio, we are on social media, we are breaking things down into quick. They are saying say enyo moi. In a space of 1 week, Ekufuado akasa, Galamsey chief akasa. Gabi Ochida Kasa, the party itself, Omakofa Eya Anomabia Begina TV to say, or no matchim, they are panicking because you want moto. Now, so when you know, and Sian San Frina Kotoman Quasia Foya, Omoba grinder. So I'm for grind Motiasia. Yakas will be back grinder, Otiasia. Omoba Chum Samoko Yerwa. Wemo Omu dangerous. That is why they are speaking. They are speaking because Omo will say who omuchi. Omo will say Ghana for king can woman who woman say. Omo will say Omo to BC akoko kuncha. They have realized the people now know who they are, their intentions and why they are doing what they are doing. The book, if you are denying the book, you cannot deny the content in the book and implementation of the book. Because adebia ewo book ni mubiaba. If everything in the book is today as we speak has been implemented, you cannot deny that the book wasn't written by you. We mom can create now. Mom yenye Aston. Aston. Why you Aston movie that? Only Aston movie that. And the weekend girls in our all right. We can actually take our time and do some survey, but before the survey, you know, these are the gangs. Gang. They are very dirty people. Very dirty people. You can say dirty people are. And you say, character, omusu. A thing. These are dirty people. These are filthy people. They had nothing. Obotan deal Oforiata. How he duped Snake 5 billion. Oforiata Jimmy we ban white. You refi. You are people with short memories. Oforiata Obotan. The reason why JJ Rollins had an issue with Atamils Ninja say, Nanka say Atamils chi Oforiata tum. Oforiata duped Snake 1999, 2000. all the way to 2002, 3, 4. This guy, he went to exile. Okoshemu. Oba no sha white ye jiminti. Oforia taba we mu di omakosua nwoma na wo usua krata. Edi anwoma na omakosua. Otu e obi na kire bi apepa woto. Your natural common sense wo ho. Omu nim nyansa nchemo. Sa akwa bedi etu no ti aburuchi otu obi basement. They no bedi kra e den ma no. And on the Nigeria ni na waware no. They have stolen all your money. Obekona George sina no se kusie. Omunipa mwejimi. We have allowed these criminals to take us to this point. We have allowed these idiots. Mr. S. Okay, you want me to take care of this? You have allowed these fools to finish you guys. And yet, mamum blemo biya. Gabi ochredako. Agyapa, yet Nkrumah and Nkrumah tam Agyapa bill about parliament. Agyapa. Omane di Agyapa di book by na mo connections nana. Mr. S, go back to when Oforiatta started presenting budget in Ghana. Na hwe edin a yɛda to budget ne so nyina. Edin of that to budget ne so nyina no, it is in this book Agyapa. And I'm study here. They had a plan and they were implementing it and they are still implementing it. They wanted Bawumia to come so that they could do what they wanted. Bawumia is not human. Onya Ghana new. Bawumia is not Ghanaian. He does not care. Bawumia, you know, a fool and you. Bawumia onya Ghana, onya nipa o robot o. Okasa uhu. Bawumia nya nipa he. Bawumia kasa ya uhu ana. Onya normal o, onya nipa o.
Me pese membunu yenya ejuma aye. Jobs would be my major focus. Now, me be training 1 million youth in digital skills. 1 million youth.
Okay, come kwasi onya platform. Okay, come kwasi because ombumo ohun se mo Jimmy. And then I can I am yasa Kevin di atam. I'm telling you the reality. But ohun se mo Jimmy o. Wa betina ba mu 8 years. Afena be training youth 1 million. Na 100,000 now okay so for mu napko no way. Because you some way who we oyo robot 1947 year no. Enche ebe expand and say that ko gina oye me nitina blow na we see free muba. Me say one day be see. Bawumia is not human. 1947 eno mo manufacture here Russia for na ye. Ekufu do a robot. Bawumia nya nipa. Oh, he is not okay. 47 na Russia for you na a test product. Bawumia na a test product. And we hear and because where the betum dia kwa Africa. Oh no ni name one obi pia. Me say one day ogina stage abo sa den sane to ko na wo ya de chiri. Bawumia is not human. Nipa ya wo no. Sebio ya gu ne tunsuo. Say no kasa. Na me madam for ntafo bebre ntafo metuma busa ntafo na tani say na ntafo kasa. Bawumia nya nipa.
Ya be koso sa. Ye ntie obia so oba be ke bibia che ya.
Ya chichidie no so. Ya chichidie no. Ye be koso sa. 7 o'clock near you already different the talk no ada. Jimmy. Onum wi 6:30. 6:45 no near free ya go to anum wi. We mu rascals o. Missy, we are rascals. These are rascals. You were not supposed to give power to these people. They are rascals. Only rascal. You can't be a rascal. They are rascals. You can't be a rascal. To me, Kojani Papanto create no movie. Now we see any them. These are rascals. So I can say, Bronica said, this boy is a rascal. You are crowd or stubborn. A crowd is stubborn. Yeah. Okay, so go send Zuma uncle. No, Dimikano Kobo a stubborn kid. So this kid is stubborn. Both wakotam ne papa ebi hama bi da ho no da kwakobo TV na TV apa yakasa. This kid is a rascal. These are rascals. Sanko for vitin collaborate omu tumi ko shom papa edem. Omu papa dem na omu de jota ko shom papa suniase. Ekufo dem tumi de jot e shom papa suniase because papa no jot. Na ebo fo anoma be yi jot no. No, they are going papa window. No man, no, we see that. We are rascals. Do you know who a rascal is? That is a rascal. Or you're dangerous. When you try to tame them, they can kill you. You can't man from a legend. Legend that we're daft to say damn it. Jimmy who stage. And now I'm say Asamoah Airlines will say Baby Jet Airlines. They be on my I say golf bush and a him. Because I said these people, they are politicians, and you need to treat them like politicians. He's making money out of you. On some occasion said this guy. I was starting to say he's going nationwide tour as a Mojan tournament or what campaign. Oh yeah, he does not care what the young people are going through. Nipa to election as a Mojan does not care because on earthquake prone area it me crack mani time yeah. And these are some of the foolish people who they want to use in doing what? In convincing the youth. That is the problem. Now some Mojan we took one kakraw. What not broaching close to be on what development is or change aboriginal youth media the youth Jimmy and people like that. How do you respect them? Because they are greedy, because they think that you see every young person is foolish. Oh, me na from Asamoah Gyan. Me na more Black Star mayor politics. Me na me kobo penalty three na go for we and me know me ho. I want to at the end of me sabe kan mo gugem abuofunu. On an Ghana and I said golf bush and a him who said you and I know you say Jimmy, tell the people the truth. Why don't you tell the vice president, Mr. Vice President? What did you tell the youth when you were coming to power? You told them you're going to create jobs for them. Where are the jobs? Now where's somewhere where Jimmy T? Jimmy forces also a Ghana and T. He came for the youth. Oh, free youth. A youth. A devil youth. Yeah, I want my anchor. Obegina stage. A man Asamoah Gyan is almost 45 to 48 years. Onyakwarao. Mamu Njina say, sa football agent when nini. Now baby, I would dream a man like you cannot put your thoughts together. And you're about to know baby, I would dream you cannot pick a mic and make sense. You can come on my young cancer more than some young Tiano Casa, Baby Jet Airlines, away, Onika Pre. What you gonna be a fuel station? I was car, we use you. Because Vietnam, small boys, so be a water company. The use you, you a fuel station, or fuel station, Ghana whisker. These are all ignorant people, ignorant boys. I'm going to somebody to the women about that. I'm going to see a Jimmy. They are idiots speaking nonsense. As much as Jack or Jack cannot as I just say. These are daft idiots. Also, who did Asamoah Gyan? Do you know the number of people who lose their lives after Asamoah Gyan Jimmy way? Eye compare about maybe the president. Do you know that people have lost their monies? Who are Asamoah Gyan under Baumia and Ekufuado and an one Tamutika? Under this government, and number one, defrauding millions of people who Jimmy di Baumiechi. You are not telling the government to make sure the right thing is done. I didn't say you Jimmy phobic to Ghana. Some people who give birth like pigs, nipebi, filthy people. They will support people like you. And people like you deserve no space. Adan Baumia boa, the entino aboa wa from betina committee so you dying. You are excited see a Robertson committee, so you dying. That's why I keep telling you people. Asamoah Gyan is a politician. Oh, don't sit there and say Asamoah Gyan I would then share the decision and statement of politicians in the Diabedruha. Say a Bobby to Ghana the decision of a politician during election 2020. A politician a man order and your book go for 82. 2020 elections, a politician and a car send me to Nipa Bitrim. It is Asamoah Gyan a mountain stager on him the consequences that comes with it. On Jimmy, the billions they are stealing, you cannot isolate somebody like Asamoah Gyan on your footballer. Asamoah Gyan is a politician. Or you read this about Omia. So you people, if you don't understand what we are talking about, the moment you openly say you are doing this, you know, we will deal with you. And we will scrutinize you. We will let the people know who you are. All kind of crimes so we can't draw. A man at your age, you cannot put your thoughts together. You want to convince Ghanaians to vote. Or now, can you convince your dog to vote from home? You cannot convince your dog. You cannot put your thoughts together.
All right.
You don't even know what to say. Unim dia umbie wanonka. Now person ochire me dia memenye. Adentia yedim framagu let them say bo into nim nyansa cheme. Bottom. Now let's do something here. We ja oh dear. We cause we ja kura no make it kura more. We ja. And the holiday was a ja. Shows be TV so yenjiska kokoshe otwi. If you're in politics, you're in politics. Oh. A lot of people talk about me, say things about me, my kids, my wife. It's because I speak on politics. I know this job and I know what it entails. Menya kora in this business. Oh. And do not think say we don't know what we are doing. We know what we are doing. There are so many people and coming to me but because of what I do, they say things about me. And there are so many people in politics and come to me and criticize you, but because they're in politics, I should be able to criticize them. That is how this whole thing is. Into the moment you come out to say about politics, you need to understand it's very slippery. You know the consequences that comes with it.
All right.
And it's gonna make a jump say, "Chada ya kromfo."
Okay.
Chada, oyewi. Any young man be already 40 years and over or so support each other with Jimmy in life and I waste. Me say. Any young Ghanaian with 40 years and over. I will say chada na ebe change my brabo sa nipa no na brabo aboso. Ayeka obe sa aku. Ontumi nya 100,000 and talk up so be ontumi. Wa wo an mba be di hia. I am telling you, I'm not cursing you. These are the facts. Now her chada. Onena nam Ghana wapem pam eye curtain sa hye wo sede ende onenam Ghana a oso onye sika na onye wiase sika gina sika na de na ode ye Ghana o. If you are over 35, basically you are 40 years onye akora o onye youth, you that man, you that woman at your age also to me chada tena ho kire na de etunufo and say at that point na say one no etu a cheddar two because ohia one boy abrabo ye anto nyoma ye a una wagimi cheddar ye kromfo. Everybody knows he has not even been able to clear himself. He's a thief. Makan so many times I have spoken to cheddar on phone and why I am saying he's a thief, I want him to bring it up. Cheddar is a thief or a kromfo. He's a liar in the first place. He's a dishonest guy. Oh yeah, you people think we just sit here and spin a chat minimum way. Where do I know this guy? Where Chada minimum way? Who is he? Dalton Iwi. But I want the young people to understand. So I was pam curtains and I'm Ghana no. Only me. Some were even $2 million. Now me a Ghana and me were $50 million. Only Minyansa, why do you say you want to go into politics? To do what? You can't go into politics and force a policy. You can't. But you can sit out, use your money to help the people you are saying so more breno. Na kwasi ampe you the 42 na ka cheda e bia adwuma na nke fa wasanka o mana wa wo mu se preku nka benye bia hwe mo ana meboa onko president answer otuma hwe wo na o cheda emedi president we the 50 aboa otu nyine fu dwene. That is how you have to say. Kamoko dema na mo dum light na mo te mo demo mo curtains na aye fi na mo nsesa no na mo te mo say na me dia asase so be 40 to 42 years. Mean to me $100 and to home me ba ansa na me wu and me pie na ka bom ya enkora yi nyina da ne mmoa. These are things you think about. How am I going to change the lives of my kids? That is what I think about every day as a rational dad. Before I go to bed, that's what I think about. So me musa member to me show more something clicks. I ask myself, at a point I will not be strong like this. At a point my wife is not going to be strong like this. At a point we cannot do what we are doing. Into me show me mama sometimes when I sit and they are playing. Last weekend, Olympics. They were so excited. You were cheering. But I sat sometimes, you keep quiet and you watch your kids. Parents be out or take it time at a point. No Gina, no Ajedi, no Shane Mano. They think deep about the future of their kids. How am I going to secure their lives? Pasia, much more quite to say nine, more to say more area. Now, what did you say you want to make creative opportunity, Mamo? Now, more did you say nine or now when you miss a mobile failed boys and girls.
All right.
What is Ghana Jimmy at your age? Come with your brochira. Come with CEOs. Come with your brochira. Or some come with CEO at this point at your ages and consider baby our dying. Mwanga sangasa muto mo draws in roof 4. Na wabetina bedwemu be defend the cheddar. E risano. Owo sika onko ye fu. I will advise him to go put together the biggest farm in Ghana, or to employ 70,000 youth in different kinds of farming. So see why ready so be Ghana or sika papa bi dawa ewi. This money that is digital, this sika digital way. He has no physical money anyway. So digital money way. Every way in a day, Obetima Sorano Pana that is 0.00. This fake criminal money this boy is parading in Ghana. Why do you think they are buying those archaic toys and telling you say it's a car? They cannot invest in anything better. You need to sit back as a parent sometimes. No busa questions. Me to me pain. The be free me panamo bano. I was me sustaining adine be free me pan. Na moto mo pass and breku. Mutu wia na enkwara abanyini cha omo na mode mo bra abehye omunsem. We are dying. I don't live my life like that. And I don't think any intelligent person in Ghana will live their life like that. That is reasoning. And I just only nyansa. Some are di oba, so be to me di oba. Or join be to me. But after you give birth, how do you secure the future of the kids? And that's what I catch a say, member to me ho and I'm a back school. It's about how you are able to sustain the kid and make sure their future is secured. Obia go school da, is everybody rich? No. Obia go school, but we still have people on the streets. So ask yourself, and yes, say bia school fee bia ba odo ba ko tum na chest will secure the life. What have you secured for that kid? Into technically, as I be basically you are messing the streets up. Just say who jantra for gum. Wasi jantra for and now moti Ghana munsue nyansa. Think about the future of your kids. Missy wa wedi 40 years and over with each other, you know. Wabra bona bo untuminya bibia biom. You are done. You die a poor man. What can you create out of that?
All right.
Chada be the president and anko anya den. Obedi president na wedi 42 no nanko anya den. Na waba. Osuma wedi 42 nyina mo mesa line. Obia be dey dia na be na wo wonsa no dwuma. Wo ti wono uko school go do saying. Oh, to one on number banjire. Yakase, tina dem na dwene de na opeso ya obetum aka. You sit in Ghana and you foolishly fool yourself. Na mo say mo my life. Montina say, we don't hate you. We love you people. We know where you have gotten to a desperation. Some of you women and men over 40 years why desperate? Why depressed? You are looking around. Hey, Oma mi omusi su nyina obi aye okay o. But I want to bonk we mu. Curtains na ndem twema nim. Curtains kura me ntumi nsi. And I made them asun kam. Montina say a depression. When you get to this age, one have a commit suicide. You can talk. But when you sit, you can ask for help. People are willing to help. And yet ding. Bema omam $2,000 bi. You bet me the amount. That's how it works. Things can work out for you. We do a lot of things for people. It's one of those things. Depression, you to me steady who depression be free. What's an opportunity to anajo no muti omo de no mu kem. Curtains omo hu fi free. The boxes mun nyina dan. Or sorry no chim the boxes mu I say akobi ofufu ochoba. Just say no munjai. I will know where you have gotten to where do menopause and check. So relax. Mun nyina mbema ne mbema mbano. When you check that air perception that be the president, MMO Juma Abua. All right, let's move on. And the holiday into a rough cut. All right, Mr. P, are we good? Oh, really, Mr. P? Oh, Jimmy for Cheddar, no, the president, I want on in Baby Juma. Cheddar, then I'm Ghana, only MP, only member of parliament, Bakumpo. Na Kwasiato, my guining quachirinti, mon guininti, Munimunyansa, mon mam who quite my mam for Chremo. My Musa Munim Bibia. Cheddar made the president, or made the president, or could the president now, or Johnny Ben on in Quajuma, and your end is near BP Voya. Now we are president. Do you have power over parliament? No. Ebi amonte yes bia amambu etie. You're the executive, you're the legislature, and you're the judiciary. Ni nyina ye independent. Even though people say they pull the strings, if you don't have a member of parliament, how do you run the country? Mwe Jimmy, modio mu ya tu ebrogu anu ma say nwan na mu die chera. My say bola bed. Na mo beto Obama Cheda be di president a why no nkobu aban why na ekoshe mra na ma Cheda into betina ho no asaba parliament mo Jimmy mo nim nyansa mo nyini kwa birthday 42 43 mo di nkwase birthday atogu mo tra man Jimmy for way obia on the field. Stick to your field. Me, I'm sticking to my field. This is what I do. All right. No more thing. I didn't make a voice. And yes, I mean blame obia and I mean obia so the problem. I'm being very honest. Cheddar. Asamwejan. Na Asamwejan kasi expose Asamwejan na Asamwejan betima tena Ghana. Mumbusa Asamwejan say girl benefeno Linda Nana Agyapa. Mumbusa Asamwejan. Mumbusa Asamwejan say Linda Nana Agyapa. Nana Agyapa Linda. Girl bay Asamwejan. Mesemo fra Asamwejan is Asamwejan say girl benefeno Linda. Na Asamwejan ko beta jail. Asamwejan was ko jail be 5 years ago. Asamwejan. Hey. Mon friend number na mon friend goodness Kevin Taylor say Asamwa. Girl ben your friend Linda. Nana Agyapa. Mumbusa no. The client men will chase the fiancé. What is happening behind the scenes? Asamwejan. Such a dirty human being but you not say because the youth. Mon friend the number is 050. Mon friend Asamwejan. Opposite dirty politics. You need dirty politics. Dirty crowd and into minje. Ewa brabo mu biem. Asamwejan number the mon friend 050 591 1880. Mon friend Asamwejan. Foolish guy. You such a filthy person. Who would misdirect youth in the biem? You are going to you are here to misdirect the youth again? We say Ghana for uncle and Jimiana.
All right.
Mama mayen koho. Say akase koho. Mumu bi mbesha mo for them. Some of you people working in Ghana, you medical report to abontenia. You cannot even step out again. Mo amosuma eme betondro abre. Monjai Jimmy no obi anya dina Nkrumah no enfo madwen to abama ndisi na nyoma nya yie. Oh dear. Now, mommy size movie viewer. Calculation. I will stabilize city with gold. Gold for oil. No, how far with gold for oil? Exactly 545. Jack, over the weekend I was sick. You know, I got these blisters and stuff. Yeah. Jack. Sakwawe, okay, say or the gold. Or the gold ebe stabilizes city no. City no was 16. Asamwejan nimnyansa. Kobeka say akonta. Na miko jina stage akasama we. City na okay so the gold be stabilize no. City no akosi sen kasamwejan nimnyansa. And kasamwejan nimnyansa anka osi oni vice president edin komo okukuwa mu no. Kobeka say Mr. Vice President, you said you were going to use gold for oil to stabilize the city. The city is at 16. Why is it still at 16? Nanka san komo na also ni vice president we jiminti ye nim de shower him begina stage be kan kwase say youth obodam. So gold for oil in faso be nya also but omi oye robot onye nipa. Asam hey. Okay. Say ana me catch Paul Ademochi Paul. No Ojina Metro Ojimi no ho. Ojina Metro TV Ojimi no about 3 years. They be me say Paul. They be me Gina me catch Paul. Maintain. About 3 to 4 years now. Otumbe Gina Metro no kan kwasi asam. No abedi di matem. Na Ejimi for the so Paul. Oh, lotto forecaster. Me say Paul. Afe aka Paul part 2. Paul part 2. Ya kasa chirema amonte. Okay. Gold for oil is gone. Now this is a picture that GH1 posted, and I think when you criminals will free so. I think I want to also show you. I know some munyina muhu. Almost a year of road. Almost constructing a quaint check Kwame Nkrumah. Sankwa asemu no muye no Ghana. En kwasiade omoti Ghana ni. We have constructed more roads than Kwame Nkrumah. We have constructed 5,000 miles of road. We say 5,000 kilometers, 50,000. Sankwa asemu no muye. Almost kwasi ko tala. No mabe biegu kwan no so. No omato one trip. Mines moba. Uni mines moba. You go to the mines moba. Uni my ontina bua say that uni mines moba. Omukoto kota. Uni kota. Someone uni kota. No maswegu. Kabu na omato ahwia mines moba one trip. The mo friend no sapete no. Omoto sa gravels na. No me the one triple no be be yen kiti no mo hwie black na guso omo di nkan guso ekuro be na wo wiase ye kwan sei ekuro be na wa asase we so a sapete kro mo ntumi nye sa we wo sapete papa da hwade bi omo ye kwasiampen ba begina TV so aka je say na do dan kwekufo ado achechide no he has constructed more roads than Kwame Nkrumah ejimi fowi this na mahama ne ndi so mo jimi kura na we ene ko mbejai na ko lose power. This is what you people are sitting with. Okay. This is what you people are living with. This is what you people are saying say yema NPP ntoaso. Inti ende no people are sitting on TV and doing what? Entertaining Bawumia. We ni year of road nani. Ghana young people, Mameka bi binchiramo. Politician be wa obe free heaven aba. Abe Ghana ye. Eye politicians ye no mo ti Ghana na de ema ye be hu se politician we obetuma boaye ene de waye ene de oye. What that politician has done and what that politician is doing. Answer na brodi beto Obama politician no. Odinka busa no ho se politician no de na o ka kire me a eye me da odi so abrofo omo election nyina governance nyina is all about truth and fulfillment. So o ka asem kire broni na we ndi so a ontoma eno ano no. It should not be complicated for the young Ghanaian. Politician be free heaven mba de ani omutie ya na be yusu omo America wuti politician fufuru bia mfiri baby ama nkofo ya omote ya na form. But the reason why some politicians are revered, respected, some politicians are given a lot of chances and then they say what they have done, what they have been able to do, and how truthful they have been. And no. Because politician, so be the president, any nyina de betuma po achia ni nsem. Any nyina na de ni po ebehu no. Enye nyina na sebi obeba ye krom. But na no asema oka kire no. Eno na sebi ebema ehu se oben anase onben ye. So politician bi eka che o se school. Na se obedi power na we nsi school na only sa politician mu ntemu wa. There's no relationship. So politician because Messi E-block, Messi regional hospital, Messi chip compound. Na otomana na osisa market no, osi chip compound na a sign of bond. What Chira would say medi na samso. Whenever you see this project with Nkrumah na, it means I am here with you. That is how it works. Every time you have E-block, every time you have chip compound, every time you have Kotokraba, ubehu kejetia, ubehu any project. Ema wo kaisa politician and say a bona or share wono with this so this politician is still thinking about you. And so be catch will say to Abama me na dollar no was 3.8 me ba me manaba form na obana dollar no 60 na we twa wotro. He's a liar. So catch us to Abama me be make sure say Messi 350 senior E-blocks high schools our Ghana within a year. Now say for 8 years on Sibakwa, that politician is dangerous. We try to throw on you know. So catch a Twabamano or Baba for Juma. Now catch out say Ghana beyond 8 or the BB by a friend in Napco or Bia Benye Juma 100,000 youth. Omunina Benye Juma me 700 Ghana a month. Now after a year, Omunina Asabetinefia, that politician is dangerous. I am making you understand politics. It is not complex. It is very simple. So a politician catcher will say, obey one village, one dam. And that village, another dam, no, de brono, ebema papa, o mame, we bush your form war, ede ebrufu, ana yam farm, ana bibia, omejuma koso, namusumenya, bibi edia. Na say, for 7 years, wanya dam na, that politician is a liar. So I catch us obey one district, one factory. Na ejuma beba, na ejume buso. Na the same politician elder no be catch us say see the Osama Mitumia member youth ne ejuma ya. That means the one district, one factory was a lie. Because sanka one district, one factory no was effective na eye ejuma. And constant be stage in say the youth getting employment is my problem, is my priority. Inti ba omi be stage catch us say the youth getting a job and then a priority. It means the one district, one factory has failed. That means that promise was not fulfilled. You don't listen to that politician because you are still going to give him power. Into the moment that means say Jimmy, and that is what Bawumia is doing. And then it seems some way Jimmy. And then it seems say offer will be to some way young person be able to some wajan no ato abama no. Now the question is asamwajan o jina hono emfa so be na Ghana nya ono so. Asamwajan jina hono emfa so be na Ghana enya wo asamwajan so. Wan fa cap am be fie. Per dem etuama asamwajan any bonus ye de man from time of Black Star wan fa cap ba ko am be fie. Asamwajan Nkrumah no he has got financial loss to the state. Ekrobi anke etwa de chi. Because we paid Asamwajan monies years to go and do one thing, bring trophy back home. It is Asamwajan siko GD nyina no a olidi Black Stars no na nko so the trophy be kire say sa per diem eye allowances amutua ye travel any ade aye koda hotel nyina no sika taxpayer tua nyina. This is what I can show for ebe sinne akoya golf ball na nantemu when tuma fa kuraba me kire o ka kire say yankotuma Bawumia. So it's only a failure who notices a failure. That is why a failure like Asamwajan is introducing a failure like Bawumia to us. Because Asamwajan names away failing, he cannot introduce somebody who has done what? Who has delivered. Because the question is, Obehu say, ne level ni ndu sa ni pano. Member politics is complicated. It's simple. And I can tell you, Abana Agotono, Otuma NPP, what to me kufuara is simple. Now bre me, you $1 is 16 Ghana. Me $10 I me do here Ghana. It's a fact. Say me kuta $100 now yere kaso go for Jene e was Nkrumah ba. Sa na John Michian wo dwom na oda eye ka so make say anti aden ho afa. Say bra ba den. Oh. Me ba chomo man a bottled water ba ko. In e kom de wo yere da ka so sika wo de be fa Jene ni kura enso me kuta $100 me say $1,600 me yi $300 o yire be catch say kwabena Jane no man fambo ye twen no shem hotel we Jimmy we dra reality na me bo yem no o te so ameka say me yire de he by mistake no go shake Kevin Taylor bi o tema by mistake no go shake Kevin Taylor bi o techimantia by mistake no go shake Kevin Taylor bi o koforudia. So kofa tomatoes aba or kofa carrot or kofa ntoma mistake no go check every tell hunani bi o Togo enu ano no ntoma or the 3 days or the 4 months be kofa aba ye be $1,000 wo yire uba wusa uba amanfo masa amanfo uba wo Togo o de fa ujibi tina ho bottle water keke slice of pizza eto ama Nkrumah num eno ano no num awie obema beka jo se me no tina o ye de na maame na pizza slice kakra bi any bottled water da coke si nchen ena okọ dem was mercury light gan bibia white bo bra ye da to abapa enye sa ama Nkrumah ye ne ba ye betu ya to ye ne de ya ka kirebo ni ye wuhye eh ye se de be enem na nche gina tv so he tina ho tina ho ye de na ebe e na ebe emrantie tina tv so a wonnim se de me Canada ho oyire ho ofe when the 52 oyire wo 38 ye ba o ye the $1 to 16 Ghana ba ye ne ye ba o bogus ye ba yo itimu de mo tina ho uko Korea 8 years no uko Korea da jeans ya auto fubu die eno na oda humia fubu na humia 2016 na mahama woso auto e fubu no eno na oda humia me ka no kura na kyerɛw o wadanfo frimpon de one ne woso amena ono de otumi kon kakra ono wo yere da ba unim de bia frimpon de one ne te so ameno a de bia na ka kyerɛ mo sɛ saa akwa de nyedi papa on sɛ ukodi NPP chito nkwasi aba no ende frimpon oda hoko wo yire one wo yire da na wo ka wo petro betu ka akọ tema wo betuma fu plane de bia wo yire kọ eyi a frimpon ne da wote wo na nka wadwuma ejina ne na so a ogwene se ya abo atema ka obekọ go di frimpon echi hwe frimpon hwe ne tikọ na tikọ flash eyi Kennedy Japan enso oba di nechi. So I am being honest with you. Me mama political show do ba na me the reality na kam ho na mo hu de ekọ en otun kwasiaba a wo bre enkwasiaba na ama wadwuma sei enkwasiaba na ama nipa mbu eye party de twa be fruma ena wo 4 billion na the bank and aka 44,000 Ghana eye enkwasiaba enye bibia beifo bi ni bebia tumi boni bia ni bebia eye nkwasia decision e de wa bedru ha to abapa na kache wo nuanom ntoma NDC na omommra na omommehye wadwuma mu kena ma wo na wagimi wo da ho dwudwu to yetia wo de ensama ye ka kire mu a awosanke ye koye classes 6 months beka na ye kan simple sa no eno na watrema 8 years a munyina mo bre no yo all right Mr. P, we good now mami come anim some of the bloggers no mo local bloggers kind of create money me dem kan dem kan maka kire mo no now mo hwa de bia AC Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations ye ba be ko eye and that's some so Agyapade book no mema renfi book ni de hia ye ginam maka kire mo say and I've seen say Nkoto is breaking the book down which is quite interesting very nice ye nyina hwe Sami TV we so no obi a wo so bia be break book ni down Nkoto wie ne de me ba be besumi ba be dwudwam and me de no madwudwam Sunday nwumbre yakọ Agyapa in Asia sorry yakọ akọ wie aduane wo wedding asede a hye politin bags ma be hye fie fridge m so ochene ebedi ehia wonti ende ehie ase na okoko wie aduane be hye fridge m ehia won ya bo atema ehia won ne wukunu muko eyi ase ne 7 mu amoso yempo de nka ye se toa so akoyi o unim na omi ono so ne papa eyi na nka oboa o gise eyi no aduane na hye politin bag ma ko sika mu uni wukunu ehia mo na womi ni wukunu mo ye hiafo mo nto abapa esi a mo mpese nkofo beti aye se boga aye mre aben wo haka woto ye waton waka kire nkofo so onua befa kotema oboa mo nto abapa na ahokire no emfiri mu so ohianti ende mo kɔ wed na mo ndidi o yempo ne nkakakra bi o de aka no kra ya ready yes akwa na okay eyi frimpon eyi Jackson ani ni abema no dance mo no so ya wedding to de mo park oboa obodi ko hye fridge m kapre di fie ohianti ende mo kɔ wed na mo ndidi no ma se go politin bag ma ko hye fie ko hye fridge m ohia bekumo enkwasi abanti na nema mo tse sa wedding diane enkwasi abanti ko wedding na serve yourself o sanka buffet o tika krebi no weduane echemampon hina bomu o ko tena so a wundi ni nyina na wahwe go politin bag uni wukunu mienu weduane 4 days ohia first na nkonkofo ba mo ho begie duane di first na ebie shop amount wona na woton nyoma uwrem uyi nsuo no anom coke na de che ende the other 4 minimum kura woni bi nkwasi abanti wedwa reality na me de pem wo no reality na me de pem wo wedwa And I make catch that one. Oh, Yenti. Messias. Why? Why? Look at this. See, Messias, is this a church or wedding or hey, Shadi? My team said me show me for be trouble. This is what my team just sent me. Hey, they say, boss, show them this. And here, kwasi abanti here. Oh, Yenti. Hey. Oh, here. Time na Mahamate so. Emu school for another go school. Yani. Time ye ko SS. We ye 25-10. And na ye digu ye rice cook me di. Oh, Yenti. And mo ko. Sorry programmer and money did that am san kokko ohianti and 5 kg mo muntumi nto mahama breso na sa 5 kg mo toche and 5 kg ne di beti mu san kokko ohia enkwasiaba hwene asori dem ne de mo sisi ye de sisi table so mun di no kure ye be fidi mu san ponche. Thank you Mr. P. Oh ye si Ghana ohianti o na nka 5 kg mo 5 kg more ye sisi to say nka akwa na de kofi modern refugees na mu Ghana na nkwase ade Mr. P so konya as a picture we me ko foi in Agyapade book no I want to say make this announcement me team ni say me kan kire mo Mr. Article on representing Hausa Ewo Loud Silence TV, and every Saturday and Sunday, 4 p.m. I think so. Guys, get me the time on Loud Silence TV. Team, get me the time. I know the schedule is coming in on Loud Silence TV. Mr. Article the Hausa ebe breaki Agyapade book we ba mingi e komo for no free so. Sa Agyapade book mo Sebio Hausa kasa no mote ase ye no mo pe nchirechiremu Agyapade book no 4 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Mr. Article will be on Loud Silence TV. Yes, Saturdays and Sundays. Or also be breaking book down e Hausa kasa mu. Wallahi. Utum banzani o. Hey. Bawa saba book nangode. Abinchina breakdown simple grammatic simplicity. Mr. Article. Enti Shafiq Sulemana. And so ever break book down every Saturday and Sunday. 4 p.m. Mr. 4 p.m. US. That is 8 p.m. Ghana. Clarify this for me. Team, check this for me. The time 4 p.m. Is it 4 p.m. US or 4 p.m. Ghana? Now the time on mission or Ghana on Loud Silence TV. Team, get me. I'm okay.
All right.
Inti Hausa Agyapade book no Saturday and Sundays. Loud Silence TV so no 4 p.m. But I'm trying to get say 4 p.m. no. Okay, so yes, 4 p.m. US, which is 8 p.m. Ghana. Saturday and Sunday, enyumre 8 p.m. biano. Tina TV home. Mr. Article the Hausa version the bebro. Obabeka Hausa emu de. Hausa donko suli na mutu. Hausa fresh taste. Zoom yani nankabi Hausa credit Mr. Article and Hausa emu de. Hausa ya temu. Just Hausa temu. No. On the bebro Saturday and Sunday. Ghana time 8 p.m. Pepe. Hausa Duba. Bawasaba Abinchina. Munkuni Baba. Inti every Saturday and Sunday biano. Moi moti Hausa na mo pesa mo share Agyapade book breakdown no. Loud Silence TV. 8 o'clock Ghana time and you pepe. Tana TV home. Mr. Article will come. He will break it down for you. Yeah, my book we nko baby. Right now no. Ya bepe almost a omote eye I know Bikano. Asamoah is my national teammate. He should be 47 this year. And a dahono. Asamoah kokura we in Ghana. Wa mfa kurabamba ebedin kwase. All right, let's move forward. And their weekends mix bag. It's exactly 10 p.m. in Ghana. Mr. P. I think say okay. I wanted to speak on this. Now this issue, Ministry of Information Day. Adebia Beto Abonten. Now on say it's so funny. It's funny because we are hiring. We're a Ministry of Information. Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations. We're a whole ministry in Ghana. Monja Adebia advert be omoye. Now, we are me assembly. Also, we are hiring work from home. And then the Ministry of Employment, your ministry no website no. Adane ayedian Adani Alibaba. Now also. We are hiring work from home. Minimum daily wage 300 to 600 Ghana. Where the I to say you. Okay. Minimum daily wage 300 to 600 Ghana. Salary paid on the same day. I mean, can you go? Ministry of Employment, the advert be able to say, oh, almost for nipa. Now, nipa no they be between 300 Ghana to 600 Ghana every day. And I'm say, sir, sikani etuani de bia. Hey, Ministry of Employment. Na buy neighbor tua sa sikana na yenko yenim. I'm say, choose your working hours freely. Wankasa time out person ye adwuma no, ubetime choose time out person ye adwuma. Choose part-time or full-time freely. Yes, so person ye part-time. And also person ye full-time cry. And also no, why ubetime choose it now why ye dey ope. Hey, more than no, about so say click to register and apply. Now official partners, omo partner. Alpha Nipano, companies a friendly game in Ghana today. Game has closed down. When you say game and the Ghana, you're too. The Ministry of Employment is misinforming and disinforming. In terms of companies, there was here now. Some companies never more, but game now on the game company now Ghana egu. Game. That company game. You say game ne Ghana. Sa game ne gu. But on Ministry of Employment site, so no game is there. Say game before juma. Game egu. Kumasi game egu. Accra game egu. Omo fodi up. Omo ko. Intending a whole Ministry of Employment and misinforming, disinforming because omo who say Jimmy. Or say company be say ShopRite. Any day Maxmat. Maxmat dipo mo ye juma do 4. Maxmat. Nipo mo ye juma Maxmat omo do 4. Jumia any light speed into companies way a scam. The Ministry of Employment, they are scamming you. Now, anka when you now put no cry, then it means if this were to be true, then it means the 24-hour economy of John Mahama canon, it is real. Because you are telling people they can work from home, they can choose their working hours, and on the ministry's website, or say morning or afternoon, you can choose to be permanent or part-time. You can choose to be full-time or part-time. You can work freely from home at your own time. So then it means to say NPP ni bi catch will say until 24-hour economy I say oh kwasia. This is 24-hour economy if it is true. But this is a scam. You see, there can be misinformation and disinformation. Ekufuado Achichidie away from the Jubilee House. They misinform and disinform. These are liars. You see, and a whole government, and now they say the form is on Facebook. This is the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations. See how low we have come. And we still get people, almost some students, intellectuals, defending these idiots on TV. Saturday will be on TV and opa. Na omugu joy, no musa good city. Adanya oh, we kini nyina no nkwase asem course ni nyina no. Ye ne enim nyansa ye beka. Into be city. Na Franklin Kujo camera wa ha na ohwa ha. Erade ya. Obe be city TV Saturday and opa. Obeko Franklin Kujo page so oh, I'm on city, come and listen. Camera shaha no so shaha. They be a camera shahina say. And you know, Momo Bodam. Obeko join is not to work. Please, let me land. I got this on my lips. Oh, I have lip gloss here. On Shako.
Okay.
Obeko join news. Almost on very news file. Please, Mr. Mark, please. Oh, that Samson Ayenini. Wa bodedum to viewers. Today we are here. After that, I'll do something steak. Yeah, GBO. So I have on my right here Mr. Enyinem, who is a professor from the University of Ghana, and my far right Mr. Sapong, who has always been an expert in energy. When you come to my left here too, you can see our own good friend Kweku Bako, and my immediate left you can see Mr. Awono. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming. So today you all know what is on the table. Or can we 4 hours? Can we start from? Let's start from. So we want to know, the president has made a statement. Did he goof? Is Kwame Nkrumah the founder or not? Do you think the president's statement is basically a statement that he wasn't supposed to make, or you think he has a case? Let me start from my right, my brother Mr. Wakon. Also, thank you, Samson, and thank you, your viewers, for giving me this platform to come and also express myself and also contribute to your show. So thank you. Kwara Samson, no, I started. Hey, Samson, your viewers will all understand the president and where he's coming from. We were all here when people were saying things about Akufo-Addo and his family. In fact, what the president said, basically, if you want to listen to him very well, you realize that he wasn't really after Nkrumah, but he was stating the fact. Because when you look at the UGMC, or when you look at the UG, or the party, the NPP, where they have come from, the Akufo-Addo NLM and the fashion that started, they were all together as a people. So singling out Kwame Nkrumah at this point would mean that the Akufo-Addo's family members were useless. And I believed, I'm sorry. Please, can you retract that statement? It's too strong. So then the Akufo-Addo's family members didn't really cooperate. So thank you very much for retracting. Thank you. So that's what I think. So, Mr. Agyapa, do you want to respond? Oh, yes. But you know, my brother here is saying things. I have been saying that this also, and then the guy will try to interject. I didn't say so. Please let me land. Oh, Samson, you gave me 3 minutes. You gave him 3 minutes. He says, "That is 3 minutes." Why is it? Let me land. Please let me land. Let me land. Please. My big brother. 4 hours in Kofu be Jimmy Omuwa. 4 hours. Hey, Randy, Jimmy, we didn't waste time. Yeah, for. So who is talking now? Also, Samson, we need to have some decency here. We are all men and we all understand what you're talking about. But when you use that word, when you use a word like Agyapa miscreants, then it means you are disrespectful. So Mr. Frimpong, please retract. Why should I retract? That is a word that everyone, please retract, because it is making every so. Then no, not all. Frank, we know we also have to speak because they have spent a lot of time. My brother, wait, we will say 4 hours. We have our brother too on the line. Let's take him. Also, camera Mr. Ekuban, what do you say? Also, yes, you have muted yourself. Now, Mr. Ekuban, Mr. Ekuban, you have muted. Mr. Kuban, please, you have muted yourself.
All right.
So we cannot hear Mr. Kuban. I think we will go for a short break, and when we come back, we will see if Mr. Kuban can unmute himself. So we'll be right back after this short break. Near call from Mr. Kuban on the phones. Mr. Kuban, you are mute. You are on mute too. So please unmute yourself so that we can go on. Oh, sorry. Then Samson will come back. Thank you very much, viewers. Mr. Kuban is back. No, I can't mute. Mr. Kubani, laptop is on just here. Oh, thank you. Mr. Kuban is back on the line. Mr. Kuban, you were talking. Mr. Kuban, please, you are muted. There you go. Ghana is a comedy channel. Mr. Kuban Asaba. For 45 minutes in Kwasia. Some say, oh, Mr. Kuban, please unmute yourself. Mr. Kuban, when you are Mr. Musa, 4 hours from 8 a.m. to 12 in the afternoon. No, sorry, we are Samson's take. Viewers, as you can see, is it the Supreme Court or is the justice system? What I can say as Samson's take is that Ghana judiciary has been on the fringes for a long time. And what I can say, near to what Adea, Wakofa article, what you go be passed over Kayatre. Give you hair. Salmon fly, salmon holbe. Yes, sir. when it to my yao and na kwade kan ti portie family for man side for man very bad just say when it to mu a yendi yao omutumi sa buchia no sa be no e German mu family for man by for man very and so kire say aboa onidua nyame ne pra no ho na Paul nim so onidua ba nyame be pra no ho enti de no Paul ye onya Paul no ti asio for my boy for my very bad I when it to my yendi yao aboa funu you say I don't know the lady, and you know some priest has spoken to you. A priest, Catholic priest. Oh, they would me on. Poor man's eye. Yes, yeah. Poor side, friend. Poor man's eye. Poor man's life. Yeah. We need to my ninja. I the French casado, a German casado. Suddenly, poor man fly. Poor man no on say bro no or a German santini. Son no starman fly. Oh my lord, yeah. Just say sanity. We need to mo yendinja. We just Paul with Jimmy. They need to no die jabo. Suddenly, starman fly. Starman fly. Yeah. Won't tiasie. Ai. Sakwaro Paul no. Hey. By your body do you people should remind him every time. God about your body. Paul. As someone can say hello. If you are born, your born. Paul over me get it now. Paul I don't want to say. Asemna ngasa ya chire so ya enye normal man ever. Eduala ya ball ene man phone no enye so ne odidi nkofo yire dia ene normal. Na enye ade da ya chire no eduala ma me abo atoro so no ene no nim so ko ma me no go dani o. So me kan obedwo say edua no on dani onim de onye. Problem. You say where do you go? But I didn't want to show this, but I feel say Paul I Paul go die. Paul ubewu ma mena bodua bra once na be patch October 13th hot there and da hono sabon nice samba Paul bewu ma mena bodua na me pese but me team ni say me fan kire ubewu. You are sitting there doing too no. I don't care. You will die. You have young kids. You need to take action. Eduana ma no ball no. O yema me di agro. Oso ni yem e no bodua ni yem nso no. Ha no. Ni yem tete no. Oba wa nyem akora bosome nkron. We yi ni yem abodua. Obewu. Internet down no poster no. Samba lie, samba roin high. We need to ba ye ninja. Obewu. Obewu. Ude tuno men frame kasa wo Kevin ye hu se na bia behu ma amene na kasa okukuom na ma amene dane dua no abro obi ante de ho ye tuno abosom ne congress ombeba October 1st de tena ho ye hu tuno na me de eduabo nyame e ma roman sofo bia ono ne jantre ni okosasa ne jantre ni kakra no wan wa ase no e ka che se bibia nsi nyame ago wakosa nsuo be begu so ubewu Paul you die. Hey Paul, you can search you want to Paul can lie. Oh, this lady. Oh, and then when I went to Germany, the two white men you saw, they are the guys who invited you. Hey, the two white boys. Someone no monsanum beer. Someone no baby na ushi. Someone who catch someone no invite you. Paul, you Paul. The curse will work because now me try last me tell them so. I'm from na me nenen kasa say oh. But me tell them tia atrona will try and I'm so no you're a bad man, you're a terrible liar. Say I had a lady and she left her nanny and she came and you know Germany when people are leaving and hey Paul Paul will die one day on TV so yeah and they could follow and everything wasn't go for a pure Paul you would die. All right, mommy anya Agyapade book no Paul would die. Asem ne hame. Samba lie, yeah, you die, Paul, you die. All right, let's take our business. Saban free, Saban white, Saban white. And we are trouble. Saban free, Saban white, Saban white. Sound to Germany. We need to more ending now. Now let's take care of a issue nankasa. It's got to do with Agyapade and Obia Ufi and the holiday. 6:35, 10:35 in Ghana. Ejinem Obia BM supermarket. Filling stations, a chop bar, restaurants. I sorry democracy of TSA. I businessmen, musikashi, omina feel be relaxed. Omo chimot. Omo you didn't mission go for them. Dominatum. So shake Kevin Taylor. I saw for Omo Jantra or down home. Omo hotels. say bia mebo mu din eye politicians akromfo mo wie sika na dwom hu de omunye e bia Kevin Achomo so omuso mebie kode omunyine tie e Ghana de mame asori mame sofofo mpanifo akromfo che so omunyina ahemfo mo nka no kore ahemfo mo fa nkwara omunyina tete obia ye din. Everybody is watching cause Kevin Taylor ba asempa no etia ai enti enya se bia metan obia yawedu kura hwe Agyapade book, a very dangerous book. Now over the weekend, you know, and I Saturday Ekufuado Kasai for Founders Day NPP for Ankasa ba oma form ho adwene se omo pese omo dane Ghana de Ghana eye ye history. Now and there me be show the Koreantia eye Agyapade book no na the danko Ekufuado statement o make here no any statement napo e make here no any say a surprise obia because dia Bonica say it has been enshrined. Eyadia sebio ya de nwene omo ewo mu tirim eka omo su ho eyadia eda omo tirim a say since say yete party na obi o join the party bia sa na eka to omo tirim enti eyadia omo gidi say omo mpese omo beji atum say Kwame Nkrumah and the founder of Ghana. Na saa de na eda omo tirim no eye da omo tirim say omo begu Kwame Nkrumah ni mu ase na sebio omo respect ye Ghana fa ahodie 1957 Kwame Nkrumah ejira simpie ni eka se ende Ghana de ne ho no omo de omo so omo njintum enye Kwame Nkrumah na sebio e wo se Ghana 40 ase se yentumi ma Kwame Nkrumah nko adin na omo so omo papa nom ne omo nananom a na omo hya ase a omo twitwa Kwame Nkrumah na ase no yembo omo so din enti ende no omo be twist ya na se omo be dane tebio ya bakosem ama na be favor omo nananom omo papa nom akromfo a na omo gin se omo tuma tafri broni to ama Ghana sebio yenso yakota tafri broni to. Now and one of the senior members of the NPP spoke and the dean Eddie Professor Mike Ukwe ono former speaker of parliament NPP no nenkwara brem oye nkrani and o join here. Now Nana Dankwa Kufuor akasa so many people are pissed off because they believe that the president is not intelligent enough. The president is not being honest. The president is twisting our history. In fact, the former president John Dramani Mahama has spoken, say Nana Dankwa Kufuor deliberately wants to twist Ghana's history and that every Ghanaian or Junior Ghana Hubiano should at the end of the day speak against such an act. Now Michael Kwe onya kwara wenyini ono so enche obewu. Now yeah expect say impenifo a sebio Kwame Nkrumah eba Ghana eye CPP mre eye impenifo a almost start chechire Ghana na papa we onya kwara na ohobi enti at his age you expect to say he will be honest enough even though some pe Kwame Nkrumah kwara sem na ebia party kura na aman sebio na adwene no odwene a ensisi sukura he will give some respect to at least the history that he is about to leave behind. But you see, because the people in this party are here, the NPP, they are basically people who are diabolic and don't care what they leave behind. The NPP, party we friend NPP, in 24 mudi enimu. And the last time I was telling you, they insisted santini. The idea in said the party in Penifono don't care about what the party will do for Ghana. It is always about what the party will achieve as a political party at the detriment of Ghanaians. Every day, party priority, so party ni be na omani be gua. They are happy, and it is something that has run through the NPP's tradition. Into check it. Time Ekufuor nananom all the way to Ayedian Omombeti LNM Omombeti Northern People's Party eba bedru NPP omo change omo din colors abedru hana. You could see say something called lies any unpatriotism. It is a debia a party no ho. Now Michael Kwe, our former speaker of parliament, when Yini and Mr. P, get me Michael Kwe's age and get me the year he was born. And what I'm going to say oye penyini but oye penyini bonny. His grandson was my mate at Presec, Yomu. And I feel bad to say this, but this your grandfather or uncle is a bad example for Impeniform or Ghana. At his age, what is he waiting for? Wait on to me doggy. On to me we are half. On to me we the apofe. So what at all does he want? He does not care about the nation. He only cares about what the party will gain. That is why statements like these comes from people to say former Speaker of Parliament. You ask yourself, Intim Penifo fee. This is what he said. Ghanaians owe their human rights protection to NPP, not Nkrumah. Or say, and there kebi mamin kebi for ahudie no Ghana for Ghana or say you kwenko to do enim ko bompaya yam bompaya ma NPP na mo manya Kwame Nkrumah enende wa me nya for ahudie. The question everyone will ask and say, how does this man understand human rights? And somebody who is a former Speaker of Parliament now, and the young people like us are asking him how he understands human rights. But when you read a story, he made a point. Now let's go back and read a story quickly. Now Obinkasi Yakasem Ashe Eye Papa Wiano. It's a P. He is older than Ghana. Michael Aaron Okwe was born 4th April 1944. Me catch them say wemo. A dangerous old man. He was born 4th April 1944. The bond of 1844. Yes, signing we are 10 years when you won. After we did 80 years. Bronya nkwa 80 was as we so. Do you think this guy cares about you? Wow, what tolong? Wow, what navrongo? Wow, what boko? He does not care. All that he cares about is that this NPP that is stealing will give him money to give to his grandchildren to come to America. Will give him money to take care of his hernia. He does not care about what you sitting in Boko, you at Edie, you at Tamale. He does not care about you. People at Tumu, your road. He does not care about what the young Ghanaian at this point want. He does not care. All that he cares about is to defend a criminal entity like the NPP. Because when the issue of corruption came up against this government, this man was mute like a chicken. All because he does not want to rebuke his party that is involved in criminality. All that he has to do the rest of his days is to defend nonsense. And these are some of the nonsense defended. Now this man, the point, so you ask yourself, where was he when we started speaking about all these things in Ghana about this NPP government? No. But when it comes to denigrating Nkrumah, when it comes to trying to let the young people think say Nkrumah is nobody, they quickly come out. He was born 1944. He signed the bond of 1844. 1 year pepe near wono. He does not care. Now you know our menopause level. All that he cares about is that that is what he loves. He does not care. But then let's take our time and look at this issue of Kwame Nkrumah. What Kwame Nkrumah went through before he got here, and now before he got Ghana to where Ghana is. Because when you take your time to analyze Kwame Nkrumah issue now, you will now have a clear understanding why Ekufuado Mochro Agyapade. Agyapade no Mochro no, omunya inspiration from how na omo papa nom try everything possible to eliminate Kwame Nkrumah. Senebeya from the 18th, 19th, the early 19th, they could implement what they always wanted to implement. When you look at the Agyapade book, it is not targeted at Yenino. It's a book that was basically in the heads of NPP. But what happened was that now I'm getting rid of Nkrumah's legacy. Get rid of whoever was in their way, and after that, offspring to say Ekufuado Mono will take over from them. And when you read the book very well, we want to say the implementation of the whole book, it is not just looking at Ekufuado's 8 years old. So the inspiration comes all the way back. It goes all the way back to JB Dankwa and what they wanted to do. Another set is on standby. That set, because Bawumia can never be president or no one can make any decisions, and now he will be independent enough to do things. the book they wrote from 2012, it is for this group. Now, it's a group way free swap. Because the reason why person manipulate elections no na Bawumia edi say na be ya betumi activate the second part of the book and say they have di echi a Ekufuado ne mano ene Gabi mo mano ene Foriata mo mano. They are on the sidelines, they are waiting for this group of criminals to move. Now almost wa activate the Agyapade3. So they have an idea, say Sabukweno, it should be effective for about 50 years, and it's going to come in sections. After Ekufuado, there's another group waiting. Almost no, they will take over from there. And it's now who say Ekufuado tam edubu ahimbane kwatena hona okodi sika almost omo yine free hono. There are people in the NPP, and they are all in this group. And those people are the reserve players. At the end of Ekufuado's tenure, there is a book, it will also come after Agyapade. So don't just see Agyapade 2025 now and they know. Agyapade is a series of books. Because they want to take ownership of Ghana. And to take ownership of Ghana, you cannot use the Constitution of Ghana to govern Ghana. If you want to take ownership, something like your own property, the Constitution of Ghana was put together by we the people. You cannot use the Constitution of Ghana to take over Ghana. You can only take over Ghana when you have your own constitution, which is like Agyapa. What they have shown you today, and that's somebody shown, it is not the end of the story. And they are bent on killing more people 2024 to keep Bawumia, because Bawumia is just a proxy. He is just a smoke screen. Bawumia is just a Ponzi sitting there. He's a lapdog. Bawumia is not effective. They need Bawumia to sit there as the president. Then they can do us more damage. If you don't see the book, you need to see the book deep. Now, Mama Chawade, these people, they have always, from day one, they have always hated the idea of democracy. They have always hated the idea of Kebi Mamin Kebi. They have always hated the idea of all of us sitting in the room and taking decisions together, at a point making a decision. And it's all the way back. JB Dankwa, Dr. Dankwa, when he contested Kwame Nkrumah, the campaign message was to Republican Constitution. Vote no to Republican Constitution. So it means from day one, they have always never wanted Ghana to have a constitution that was put together or is put together by the people. They have always wanted to have their own constitution to run Ghana the way they want. So I'm a former TSA. I'm building Send Bay, I drew how about TSA. So these people from day one, from Teteno, they had a plan. And that plan was they running Ghana the way they want, and not we Ghanaians running Ghana the way we want. That is why they had an issue with Kwame Nkrumah representing and bringing the people on board. Because remember, Kwame Nkrumah was the one yearning for all of us to come together to build. But they were yearning for theirs because they didn't like the idea of all of us sitting in the room to build. It is a share all the way back around 1960 when they had the first elections. You can see clearly how the vote Omwankasa, almost our founding father, JB Dankwa to Gen Dankwa to Dr. Dankwa. This was his poster. Also, vote Dr. Dankwa and vote no to Republican Constitution. In the 1960 elections, two things on the ballot: referendum for a constitution and then to vote for a president. This is what his poster was, and this is what Ekufuado them they believe in. They have always hated anything called democracy. They have always been those people it is all about being in charge, forcing people to do what they want. Now, when you go back, I want to take you back a little bit for you to understand this. Kwame Nkrumah, I'll show you some details. The fight for independence, Kwame Nkrumah, arrest and imprisonment. The British colonial authorities viewed Nkrumah's action as a threat to their control over the Gold Coast. Consequently, in 1950, Nkrumah was arrested for his political activities during the state of emergency declared by the colonial government. He faced trial, and was subsequently sentenced to 1-year term in prison. So you could see, 1950, they arrested Nkrumah. What was Nkrumah doing? All that what Nkrumah was doing was what we are doing today. What you see in Koto do, what you see Freeman do, what you see John Mahama do, what you see J.J. Rollins did, what you see what every democratic person, every person who believes in democracy does. And what is it? Telling their fellow Ghanaians that it's about time we all came together as a people to make decisions to favor us. So Nkrumah was basically out there, and what he was doing was that he was sensitizing the people. He was opening the minds of the people that we cannot live in this hole. We need to open our horizon and at least make sure everybody comes on board for us to build our nation. But you see, those people who were controlling Ghana, they did not like it, because at the end of the day, so they imprisoned Nkrumah. See, I'm building it to that point. You will understand what I'm talking about. Yes. So, sorry. So, in 1950, this is what happened. In 1950, okay. In 1950, Nkrumah initiated a campaign known as Positive Action, and then they landed Nkrumah in jail. He started a campaign known as Positive Action. This campaign aimed to mobilize Ghanaians to demand self-government and full independence. In 1950, Nkrumah out said, we need we need positive action. And the idea was that Ghana has enough resource. Ghana for bibre esuade. Ghana for bibre ehusibia abrofo chichire oman. Ghana for yedun pempenso bia yeso your PhD holders, your doctors, your people who have also read wide. We can manage our economy. We can manage our country from now. So in 1950, Nkrumah said, no, we need what we call positive action. We all should come together and fight to reclaim our country back. Na yeni ankasa yenchechire Ghana no. In the 50, Nkrumah start here no. So positive action was all about Ghana. Yeni ankasa yenji ye mine. Na yen run ye mine. And your friend self-governance and full independence. Na Nkrumah say yenji Ghana free abrofunsem. Now when you move forward, he says this: through protests, strikes, and civil disobedience, Nkrumah and his supporters challenged British authority and pushed for change. So people were being suppressed. The white man, na Bronin in Tiasie, na English, if one say no, I didn't know this young man, wabeti be a positive actioner, or person Ghana mbebunu, Tiasie se omwan kasa be too much Ghana no. Ghana and kasa so be to my independent, or no bet to make Edian, or no one in Nia, or no bet to make the cocoa, or no so be to my tongue, and ya husikadi at the mine. I didn't know Nkrumah pesa Ghana nina jumu be. Adentina Nkrumah pese Ghana nino na adwene mu bie enti na abrofo no empe adentina na abrofo no empe efuse na abrofo no enya mfaso. They were getting a lot, they were making a lot from Ghana. They were getting gold, they were getting diamond, they were getting manganese, they were getting timber, they were getting a lot. So if one young man comes up to say, stop abrofo no, let us cut this off and start doing it ourselves, we are Brunina, you get worried. So these people started having issues with Kwame Nkrumah. See, you don't need a PhD holder to tell you these things. Now, what happened? What happened was that Nkrumah was arrested, as I told you. Now, you're really easy, what went on. Despite his imprisonment, Nkrumah's influence continued to grow. His party, the Convention People's Party, CPP, gained significant support. Inti Achi Nkrumah ko tu muna sebio amanfo ka say ehun say Achi Nkrumah, the leader, the person who started the positive action to enlighten Ghanaians, to open the horizon of Ghanaians, to make Ghanaians aware that we can do our own things, Nkrumah Yachi after he became very popular. Amanfo ka say abrantie na oma ye hu say Ghana sa ye koko no ye koton abrochiri a say na abrofu ni nya abrantie na me atia say ye go de wa ha abrofu tu no say ye nyanka say na ye giton a ebema Ghana gina ne na so abrantie we na me atia say kebi ma menka bi hia abrantie we na me atia say we can say we are Ghanaians without asking the white man for permission adenti na ma chine de na shem. So Nkrumah became popular. Into a prison in Yinano, he was popular. People were asking about him. Nkrumah na ye wuse or chere BB. Into a Nkrumah ko share na Ghana for say no. This guy is actually the person who was opening our minds. Now, in the 1951 general elections, the CPP won by a landslide, demonstrating the widespread backing for Nkrumah's vision of independence. It's Nkrumah jail no elections 1951 and Nkrumah win here. There na man Nkrumah win elections no. Nkrumah da prison. What to make somebody vote for Nkrumah? And then na Ghana for akosa line aka say we still want this guy in prison. There's only one thing. The one thing they say they have seen is say what Nkrumah knows no. Some man the opportunity to lead Ghana as a nation, yensu yebetuma be said ye be self-independent. Ombe say Ghana so ebetumi ayekura ode no ho. The people, so because the people like Ghana foresaw something in Nkrumah. There were so many people who had been educated like Nkrumah. There were so many people almost called to some Nkrumah school. There were so many people who were at the level of Nkrumah. But Ghana for who say Nkrumah had some qualities and intelligence. It is basically beyond every person on Nkrumah see so they felt to say this is the leader they wanted, because Nkrumah and yet somebody who had all these qualities Ghana for who be more. They should have chosen somebody who was out there almost also equally he's smart like Nkrumah, he can be a leader like Nkrumah. But Nkrumah she prison Nkrumah, people said we need a leader. There's a difference between leadership and a leader. And it's about America, you're George Washington, you're Abraham Lincoln. But remember, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, but when it comes to America, when it comes to Washington, D.C., they don't play with Washington, they don't play with Lincoln, they don't play with a few of them because they did unique things, even though they worked with other people. It is important to recognize Nkrumah as a leader. Inti Osha prison, Ghana for Ninati as a way, any day. The yard bought the ding afreno. Yes, Christo by another nipa 12 in a nam. And so now yes, nipa open asem. It shows say nipa will be and your conphobia more some qualities are a binibi. So Nkrumah won the elections from prison. Now, as a result, he was released from prison on the 12th of February 12, 1951, and his political journey accelerated. Until from 1951, Owini elections were prison now a piano. A hot and Nkrumah enemies who say this young man, this John Mahama, this guy, we will stop him. Because there were some people in the system now we expect to say Ghana for were supposed to accept them. There were some people in the system they felt to say they were entitled to the leadership in Nkrumah Ghana for the man. So they felt to say Nkrumah beji omunimunyam, and they will find every possible means to eliminate Nkrumah. Nkrumah from the 12th of February 1951, a horn and the enemies ni build more. That was the beginning of the struggle of Kwame Nkrumah, because then they call for Penasem Nyinabe who said Kwame Nkrumah is a leader. They see him as a founder of an ideology, of a nation. How can we stop the people from thinking that way? Because when the people start to think that way, the only thing you can do to stop the people from thinking that way is to make sure that person is eliminated. Even that is not easy, because Nkrumah never dies. You and I, Yamesha Nkrumah, but we still believe in Nkrumah because of the works. But those people were rough. Those people thought to say, at that moment, when Nkrumah eliminating the memories and for about Nkrumah, it was going to disappear. And at the end of the day, the people will rely on them, not Omabeye, the leaders. So 1951, and Nkrumah's struggle starts here. Now, there's a reason why I yes Agyapa, because we want the young people to understand. Now, so called the last part, Prime Minister and beyond. Elected to Parliament, Nkrumah became the leader of government business and in 1952, the Prime Minister of the Gold Coast. Inti, Obey Owini elections, or call Parliament, he became the leader of government business. And in 1952, the Prime Minister of Gold Coast. Remember, that time, na yendru Ghana. Yedan ho 1952. Akabes 5 years more, and then you do 1957. Indeed, right now, Nkrumah is the head of government business in Parliament. Right. Technically, or no, and a Prime Minister. Ojin say, Omo Nkrumah see swa na omo time Nkrumah no. They were happy about this. No. Okay. The people were excited because they voted for Nkrumah. They saw the leadership qualities. They saw what Nkrumah was. They saw the qualities in him. They realized our ideas be nipa bebre akosua adia abrochira ba omuni bi. So the people gave Nkrumah that opportunity to lead. Now, his leadership paved the way for Ghana's independence, which was achieved on 6th March 1957. So 1952 to 1957, Nkrumah did everything possible to make sure, said the white man, Nkrumah was the prime minister then, he was the leader of government business. It means every correspondence, if you are Nkrumah was leading it. Nkrumah was making sure that Abrofono will understand why we as a people can manage our own country. Nkrumah took that lead as a leader, as the prime minister, as the head of government business in Parliament, to make Abrofono understand, say, my people now are ready, and they cannot all walk to the UK to tell the Queen. They have chosen me as the leader to let you understand. And until you people understand, say, the people are not willing to be slaves to work for you again. Kwame Nkrumah, let me tell you something. Yenya leaders will be Ghana. They do not have the courage and Kwame Nkrumah. They did not have the charisma na Kwame Nkrumah. At that moment in 1950 to 1957, we could have chosen a leader, but ABNS Andipano only that charisma, that leadership qualities, that ideas and Nkrumah and still yebedane Abrofono kwa. You need somebody with unique intelligence, somebody with that courage, somebody who can basically force his way through for his people, somebody who can make intellectual analysis of issues to make the oppressor understand that if you refuse this our offer, you might not end up well. Nkrumah tactically made the white man understand it is better you hand over this country to us or you lose everything. Abrofono Jimmy, they know when their power, or they know where their power ends. They know when the people are becoming wise. They lived with Ghanaians for a long time. They lived with us for years and years. They studied us, the way we live, the way we talk, the way we were changing as a people, how things were changing. They realized that Nkrumah has brought a new kind of intelligence into our political settings. They realized Ghanaians were yearning for more. They realized the people were ready. And they gave Nkrumah that credit because Omoni Atna and we say Jimmy. But Kwame Nkrumah ba picture anymore. Now Ghanaians are asking questions. And they were not just questions, they were questions that they were waiting for reasonable answers. So the white man realized, say, the time is here. Their leader has proven. Kwame Nkrumah no actually say he can be these people their leader. Say nka kwasi ampanyi bia na be prime minister anka queen nko mfi no. I'm telling you, unima brofo nchen me. Minim broni chen. Me say nka 1950 ye 1951 kwasi ampanyi bia na yi ni be di Ghana anima say prime minister, the Queen of England ko mfi ni da. But for a white person or the Queen of England to say you know what? I want these people to take their country. Now onim the leader know what he can do. And you fear, but onim the intelligence what's our quality. Onim what Kwame Nkrumah can do to forcefully take Ghana from her. And she didn't want to lose Ghana totally. She wanted to leave Ghana peacefully. Send a bear. Ghana will still do business with them. Ghana will still see them as friends. The Queen knew, say, Anka wanya the Nkrumah pe, and what the people want. Onim said Ghanaians were going to break away, and it was going to be a horrible one. So, Bronin Jimmy, or analyzing the way things were going, and the Queen said, you know what? I think their leader has put something in their head. Say, leader ni akwasi ampenya, the people will not even understand what is going on. But Nkrumah to me prepare Ghana for you could do point where yet said these people have to go. Now, Nkrumah continued to serve as Ghana's first prime minister and later became its first president after the country became a republic in 1960. Now, let's do something here. Into mama I Sibia Nkrumah started Nyoma of Femu and how he ended where he ended. Now, Mr. S, Mr. P, are we good? Now, see what happened here. In 1956, in 1956, remember, 1951, technical 1952 to 1956, 57, now Nkrumah and a prime minister. Now, in 1956, all the way at Ebabesi, in 1956, the UP, Tamana Nkrumah trying to get Ghana together. No, they were doing things. They were writing to the British, led by Akufo-Addo Nana. And it's Sebio, Bafuakoto, NLM4. They were doing things behind the scenes. Tamana Queen no steady Kwame Nkrumah. Oh, which be a Kwame Nkrumah be Ghana any Emma Ghana for asking for independence. No, the NPP for almost 30 UP, NLM, Bafuakoto, JB Dankwamono. They were also busy writing to the Queen, going to the UK, and telling the Queen some things. Sema manen granted Ghana independence. So when you go into the archives, and so the British Parliament, I'm going to read the document to be and what was in the document. A general election was held in the Gold Coast on the 12th July and 17th July 1956. It was observed by 6 members of Parliament, drawn from both sides of the House of Commons. As a result of the election, Dr. Nkrumah's party, the Convention People's Party, was returned to power with only a slightly reduced majority, and it now holds 72 of the 104 seats in the Legislative Assembly, and it won 57% of the vote cast throughout the country. Inti British Wonankasa Parliament no and almost said the issue Ghana, the Omo observing. Inti they were telling us time of Kwame Nkrumah 51 peer-free prison by every election, you know, things were happening. People were doing things behind the scenes. Now, so we read the document from the British Parliament. He goes on to say this, and most importantly, let's look at the second paragraph. And this is British Parliament. Almost said the reason why the Queen told Kwame Nkrumah that 1957 they can go ahead. This is 1956. What happened in British Parliament? And they were telling the world why the British, the Queen said Ghana independence, you know, the time has come. Kwame Nkrumah has shown that 6th March 1957 they can go out there and declare independence. So we'll read this second paragraph now. British Parliament. The National Liberation Movement, TNA, Mami and Lajina, read with me. And Ntina Mekaja say Agyapade book, you don't see it as a small book. These people, they have never liked Nkrumah and they have never liked Ghana. Second paragraph. the National Liberation Movement, the Northern People's Party, and the Asanteman Council. See, you see the NLM, and then one call from Northern People's Party, and your friend BB Asanteman Council have recently sent formal resolutions to my right honorable friend, the Colonial Secretary, asking for a separate independence to be awarded to Ashanti and the Northern Territories, and for the appointment of a partition commission to divide up the assets and liabilities of the Gold Coast. In the British Parliament, you know, John disclose here and say, tell me Kwame Nkrumah, everything possible. Saying from 1956, all ni abrofonico back and forth. HS 1957 or call for independence. Also Ghana Jina and Anso no. Nipe bi FA chiro Nkrumah the bread queen, you know, through a year in Parliament. Any secretary say, Omo per se Ghana no independence no. Mema yen fam Ghana. Name say or the Bema Ghana kura. One, Asanteman Council. Any idea for National Liberation Movement, UP4. Any Northern People's Party, no, almost say Ghana, not dear. Say, Abrofun be Jemma independence, fam, dear Momo. Internet Asanteman Councillor, we are the head of these groups. Remember, the Northern People's Party, it wasn't all the Northerners, though. There were a few Northerners who were greedy. And NLM no, because at that time no, they wanted a coalition between the A2 CPP. In the NLM no, the same UP4 about together, but no many numbers no. So they went to the north and brought some small group added to them, and then went to some other small part and added some group to them and said, now they're a coalition. The idea of the coalition in say they wanted to overthrow Nkrumah. What they did was they wrote a letter. But the letter was actually orchestrated from Asanteman Council, and it said from Minshia. Bafwa Koto yini bottom sika £700 or no any Asante hine those times. So I'm not sure letter no say Queen Oi. So I say Ghana nya independence next year, and they also say Ghana no fire the maye. Na Ghana Agyapade3 nyina che na fire the maye. That is what this means. Cocoa no che, gold no che. Bauxite no che titigana nim na fire de maye na ya nchechire ya man na omo so omo pay independence Kwame Nkrumah di omo nim no omo nkoje omo independence into over British Parliament. They clearly said say Bafo Akoto the Asanteman Council at that time no Asante hini ne di anim tie Asanteman Council obi a oya Asante hini bia o na head leader. Those people are the people who orchestrated and wrote that story, that letter to the Queen. Me chraw adikudientia napo etumi gina bedwom edidi Nkrumah atem. Me ankasa me wofa otumfo said to kura tra bedwom akase Kwame Nkrumah mpa asantefo asem. And the records are there. Mr. You got to get me the video. I think it's in the system. Emma Asante hine krampo ejina bedwoma ka say ya Kwame Nkrumah no mpa asantefo asem so Kwame Nkrumah be si konfo anoche. Kwame Nkrumah ebesi university ewa Asante memu. And so otumfo said to me gina bedwom. Because time na Kwame Nkrumah ewo so a omusi so chechire Ghana na otumfo wodi be 1 year. Me kekwe be na otumfo nyini yen wo no. And so otumfo abenyini etimi ka kira Asanteman say Kwame Nkrumah mpa asante asem. Why the feed otumfo with that? Otumfo nananom. Enkofo a otumfo ebenyini beto wo mu ofie. Ewa Asanteman fie. Ewo de menhia. Omo no mo kato otumfo trim. So do you blame otumfo? No. It is what he was told. And it's out to say na pojina stage ka say mo Kwame Nkrumah na. You cannot blame him too much because that is what they have been told. That is what they have been trained with. That is what they have been made to believe. And from day one, no, the NPP, no, they have never wanted Ghana together. Asanteman Council, and you mean I make sure we a British Parliament. Mama Obiam Betna baby Kasa Kevin Taylor, Kasati Asanteman, a chile Wunimunyansa. I am reading a document from the British Council, British Parliament. Omo no mo try say a Santiman Council led by the O24 said to then. Omo no mo try letter ne bread Queen say Ghana na yebeji independence in 1957 no. Say independence or the Bama Ghana dia on check Ghana no mo fa omo dia mo mateme ho no e ho de free buy. Nobody hates anyone here. We are trying to let the young people understand the history. We are trying to let Ghanaians understand adikudientia Agyapade3 yaba. Ideology. Danipa bitrim say Ghana ne de yebe say no. Now, when you read the whole thing, says friend, honorable friend, the colonial secretary asking for separate independence to be awarded to Ashanti and Northern Territories and for the appointment of a partition commission to divide up the assets and liabilities of the Gold Coast. The bill which we are discussing today is in itself evidence of the intentions of Her Majesty's government to proceed with the grant of independence to the country as a whole. Or say bill ya make kind of parliament in day. Me pese bu nyina moti ase se san nyoma wo ya san kwofo we chirobere queen no enu kura na ma queen ne bufu ya o ka se Ghana for hia independence every say na onye na adwene se obecheche Ghana nim. It is all cool now we read document now. This is what it says. The newly legislative assembly was opened on 31st July and 3rd August. The government introduced their expected motions calling for independence within the Commonwealth. The opposition members had absented themselves from the debates and the motion was passed by 72 votes to none. In the time a queen granted Ghana independence, no. Kwame Nkrumah and making sure say right now the time we do. I was saying ye kotoaba na ye wudu ye president. Remember, some call we are normal say Mema Queen and granted Ghana independence. No, they turned around to contest Nkrumah. See, because the say Nkrumah should never lead. Whatever they can do in their little air reach, you know, they will do it to stop Nkrumah. So even though they were opposing Ghana being given the independence, you know, Mr. S, you are sending me too many documents now. Okay, I'll take care of this. Ain't Kwame Nkrumah, Omoka as a queen, Mema nem pene ema yenya independence no. Queen Casa, let her cry mature crash bebufu. I am going to allow Kwame Nkrumah to go ahead the following year, 1957, to declare independence. No, after declaring of independence, no, now we had to put together a constitution. I was say, yenya constitution, na yenya president.
All right.
Messiah, do you want me to read all of this from the British Parliament? I can do that. All right. My team, they are telling me to read a document here. Na munyina munhwe the course of British Parliament. Sene be ya obi nkajira baby say ya kan bi na ejebi. I thought my team I could just do this without reading all, but I'm gonna say I need to read every single thing. Enti mama read the rest of the document, no, the omo parliament, the omo read o ho nyina. Sene be ya obia ebete the ekonase. We don't want to leave anything out. Now, Mr. S. Jesus. All right, Mr. S, let me start from here. Then I'll go to take it from here. Here. Mr. S, you have a lot. You are loading me with too many things. Do you want me to read everything? Okay, so my team, they are saying we should read everything. Today is a holiday. Now, my men try and read the rest of the documents are now our parliament. Now, at least Ubia Enhu the Omokain or parliament in summer Abrofone. But let's do that. All right, let's just do everything.
All right.
Yeah, these my people, you know, they spare me. The house. Now, there's a course of parliament in here. No, that's not it.
Okay.
And the Bejo. Okay. All right, so let's start from here. Now, Parliament in Tuaso ni say no more Parliament war. The House will wish to know that a formal reply has now been sent to these resolutions in the following terms. Into Parliament, on Amaka say, Sankratana NLM as Santiman Council, Northern People's Party, Echobre Queen say, Queen and rejected Kwame Nkrumah and Ghana for ye offer say ye per se ye call full independence, no response Queen Edema yet Sanko for the knee. Remember, Asanteman Council, led by the Otumfuo Osei to then, the Otumfuo then, any NLM, any NLM Bafwa Kutodi Nim, any Northeast People Party, no, what they were demanding for, and say Queen the independence, Mema Ghana, Agyapade3 yenchem nefa half momo, and Sebio in Sasano yenchem nefa mo de momo, na Sebio Queen no Emma almost empty omo. Now the Queen decided to respond to Omo resolutions. Now, this is what Her Majesty, and it's in quotes, Nipana all kind of parliament, say, and all kind, or say, way every queen nano, or himano, ano, and all be kind, your himaneka. And I quote, Her Majesty's government do not consider that the partition of the Gold Coast is in the interest of the Gold Coast as a whole, or of any of its component parts, and cannot abandon their established policy which is directed towards the grant of independence to the Gold Coast as a whole. Almost say, or human catcher almost say, Ghana near friend the Gold Coast, no. The oppressor catcher sang call for no Asanteman Council, NLM, Northern People's Party, Queen catcher almost say, Sa a crona your friend the Ghana no enya dia obechichum. Enya dia obechichum. Enya dia oba bechichem Agyapade3 if you say Ghana for no empesa. The Queen told them something. Then a Queen catch up say, Ade mo adwene mu no mo nya Ghana for ana. If you say Ghana for na minimum say omo Gold Coast for no, they will not be happy with this. Instead the Queen was speaking English to them. Na ohimane catch am say mo agimi. Mo ya Ghana for ade ntina ma fa ekire be catch say mo ankasa mo kuro mintwitwam. Mwankasa mukro mimpepe mu na mimfa bi mamo na omo amaka ne de menjae mo Queen ka chom se munnim nyansa ekuro ne ya munyina mo dea ekuro no sa mede mensaka na medwudwam michicham na meyibi mamo a Ghana for or see the people of Gold Coast wanka say some Ghanaians or say Ghana for the people, the Gold Coast people will not be happy. It's not Ohimano or recognizing Ghana as a unit. But Omo mutual resolution, no. Omo this petition, no, Queen, no. They didn't see Ghana as one state. They saw Ghana say, baby, Omo Tino enka Ghana, Ehwamo, Asanteman State, NLM, and a small Northern People's Party. Remember, you can say Asanteman Councillor, Nipa Odi enum ebesinde eye Ohenia Odi Asanteman so. Enti de na oye de Oye Asante Hene Embre 1950 no na ono ene ye the leader of Asanteman Council. Now, okay, echo enima. This is what it says. Her Majesty's government are now proceeding with the preparation of the necessary constitutional instrument, having regard to the circumstances of the Gold Coast and the efforts which were made to reach agreement locally. The grant of independence to the Gold Coast is an act of goodwill which Her Majesty's government trusts will be received by the people of the Gold Coast in a spirit of responsibility which will command or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, Queen Nikachi almost say, what can I say? Wajene ho, wajiatum, wanene mpanifo sunson ehu say, sa fa ahudie no, Ghana for no, omo ye Ghana for no, eye Gold Coast for no, omo ye ready say, e was say ye de momo. Na ono ohima kese no, o de be momo. If you say eye Ghana for, na ogidi say, so the South and who did more omo ne eye ingresi enya fa kasakasa o pese anyonkofa eda Ghana ene eye ingresi fom no o pese eden ejina every say onim say egudie ene eden nyoma bebra onya de chichiri ne kuro no every Ghana onim say so o say Ghana na nyoma eba the chrome gold diamond the akano on to me Ghana nye business biom. It is always better to keep Ghana intact. Inti Queen Nkrumah say almost na mumu ye Ghana for na mumu ni munyansa because a krone si wono say mu chicha yene yebetume di musu kopim say mu nyina mo nana no mbeba na say mo ka mo hu bom a yene mo an be business embom ye ntumi nhya mo so mo an na mo be decide de mpesa mo ye inti Queen Nkrumah say ono de say Ghana any UK ebenya nyonkofa ometumi edidwa ometumi asa edidi omo nkomo no de Kwame Nkrumah kano nyansa wo mu chen NLM de Kwame Nkrumah any Ghana for kano nyansa wo mu chen Asanteman Council de Kwame Nkrumah any Ghana for kano nyansa wo mu chen Northern People's Party inti Queen ka say sankofo we de omagimi na Kwame Nkrumah akire say oye leader Kwame Nkrumah akire say odwene Ghana ho inti or the independence in Bema Ghana. Mr. S, let me go to the next page. You can kind of see your parliament in it is our view. All right. Now this is the next one. You kind of course of parliament in Senebeya Ghana for be hu ye esi yankasa. There be a problem ni free at the Kudientia Ekufuado ne NPP mo omo ADD Kwame Nkrumah atem. Now, okay, document a free British Parliament by now. This what it says. It is our view that the partition of the Gold Coast will not be in the interest of the country as a whole, or indeed of any of the component parts which during the past half century have grown steadily and strongly into a single nation. Almost say a chrono queen say a chrono chichema emboa. If so many Ghana for atna years upon years, almost say a chrono enyini, a chrono abeka bomu se baako. Into ono onjimi se obetiti kronum edi biama ni pebi na waka se ni pebi so mfebi into ono de nyanyansemu no Ghana abenyini ama emu ni pe nyina abaye baako into Ghana ne de ohuni se eye kro baako. Of no honorable members will be aware that the different parts of the country are independent both politically and economically. Indeed, the north and the south are complementary to one another. To sever would be to cripple. So Bonica said to sever is to cripple. Or say yadiba kikasama or say michuma magregano tie. Or say michuma maseno se enamno sa wonwi a yemfa yensanka yemfa yese enama wonwi yemfa yesenka. Or say enama yenwi no yemfa yesen enka. And the queen say so oyi sekain oyi tape oyi measurement na otwa kro no kura piece eko baby a wasai kro no if you say so oye sana e the winter any confusion ebeba kro ni mu obedwere Ghana no if you say omne Ghana fo atena stadium na ekro no efiti nkete anyini abedum pempensuo bi a Ghana na bede ne ho ama na beye kro kese a ni pa baako indi say ono to severe the kro de and the say ode ne nsa beka de ene nkobema kro ni gina. Enti Kwenika se ono se obetwa kro ni baby diama ni pebi aka se baby so enko ni pebi hono enya ade obeye na omo mo kiro sa akrata ba na omo gimi na oku enima the partition of the country at this stage in its history moreover would not only inhibit further development and progress but would mean a serious falling back in the standard of life which the country has done so much to achieve during the past few years. Or say, baby a Ghana abeduno, baby a omotumachichi krona abeduno, baby a Ghana for etumi akamu bom abeduno. Sa ono ohimano ordenen saka Ghana baby kama ni pebia. Ghana mpuntu baby edunu ni nyina abedwerega. Ghana ahokeka ene sebia Ghana aka omo abom abo adwuma atichiri kuro no ede akomapa aka obutira bom awonafo enkranfo fantefo kowfo ensemafo omo nyina aka obutira bom a ye Ghana fo nyina abehia atichiri Ghana abedu no se okobu Ghana baby se we dia monje na monte mo ho a ose obeka Ghana kuro no obedwiri gagum na ono ohima no onimunyansa onjimiye nti onye. Igoto, you have it for me? Now, Uko enima say na see your parliament. Ye dwam we British for parliament na try. Say no musa kan parliament wo.
Okay.
Without wishing to go into more detail than I need, there are some points to which I must draw the attention of the House. First, there is a name Ghana. See, there is a name Ghana. This has been conferred on the new country in accordance with local wishes. It was the name of an ancient kingdom in what is now French territory south of Sahara, which has acquired great historic significance in the Gold Coast. Almost say, answer no mobile to us also abrofo more parliament anywhere in United States say Queen say Edin ye born Ghana Ghana for no na di abrero say Edin say o grant independence na o yin in free Ghana so eno no beto Ghana so. That is the name Kwame Nkrumah suggested. Na sa woko abakosemu a sa Edin no sebio history bia na kingdom or see it was the name of an ancient kingdom or see na kuru bia titikuro. Na sa kingdom no it's a French territory now, but adikudienti Kwame Nkrumah suggested and say ewo abakosema kire say Ghana for baby free ba de ya fam ani baby ya bedru nipa ye gya omo ya nananom egya omo wonchiri omo keka saa abakosem nyina sisi ani bedru Ghana no omo hu se saa edin wei eno ni edin a ebetumi abo ye ho ban eno na ebetumi ama kire baby ye free eno na ebetumi akire sebio yenso yase into Queen say edin a the locals wish. So I say the locals wish or person can say edin a Ghana for money wine. And until we use the word be or how so word near thing. It is the local wishes. Or person say omo mujitum say Ghana yo modia. Omo ya Ghana for omo ka mutira bo ma be nipa ba ko akekere Ghana no we na da omo akoma so. Wana mo ne Ghana for infante for dagate for awona for eye de Nkrobo for eye de Mosi for eye de Nkran for eye de Bono for eye Ekuapem for eye Ghana for sadi we na omo pe enti ohimani ka say sadi no e wa bakosem bia Ghana for ehu say eno e na ebetumi akire say ye ne bebe efri nie ene bebe ya beduru nie enti sadi no na waje atum se Kwame Nkrumah ekoso afiedi omonim pre independence no na ono ohima yi ni South Ghana so a Gold Coast so a edin a Kwame Nkrumah de beto Ghana so no. Next to call for special mention is the first proviso to clause 1. This explains that the bill will not apply, and I quote, in relation to Togoland and the United Kingdom trusteeship until Her Majesty so provides by order in council, which shall be made as soon as practicable after provision has been made for the termination of the trusteeship agreement for the territory upon its union with an independent Gold Coast. Inti enuntina ayana Western Togoland for naba, because the Queen had another contract, and I say another agreement with the Voltarians. They had a document I actually say omone British for no ewo sebio understanding say omona nka so omo di omo ho enti say awona for no se de omo beka Ghana ho a ewo say ohima no ema ho kwan esensan nkrata yi nkrata wo kwam eyi mra ne firi ho ansa na awona for no sebio Oma jatum se omo ka Ghana ho enti se nipa bi se plebiscite ene nkrata bi no se ya Ghana endi so a ema oma giri omo se sebio omo so omo de omo ho a omo point at them. Because even the British Parliament no omo making it clear say awonafo no nko na omo krata ene British for no ewo understanding say omo de at that moment no that time no omo de omo ho enti ye pe baby kura na nka oso Bible trebeka say ye ne ye pese ye te ho a Senka eya wonafo ne call Ingress for hocho resolution call say yeni wonafo ye pese ye tie ho a anka Ingress hima beka se ane efri say on paper no awonafo ne de no mo British for no won krata e kire say omo no sebio omo di omo ho. But for some reason awonafo no basically, even though they didn't have a documentation with Kwame Nkrumah to sit and say yasin sign no, they agreed say Ghana bekoso na so mu nyina so benya ho den enya ho faso a they don't have a problem. All that Ghanaians we all have to recognize say ye nyina ye nipa baako. That is how awonafo no they thought of Ghana, because at that point awonani awane infantini aware awonani, so they saw it to say it wasn't necessary for them to even fight Kwame Nkrumah say wakwaji independence ayate ho. So awonafo no reasonably said, as far as ye nyina no bote ha, even though on paper no ye ne queen no agreement to say ye de ho no, we are not going to really consider it. We are going to have this gentleman agreement with Ghana say akoma panti, let us all live as one people. Let us ignore the lines abrofona draw no. Let us not actually look at the documentations to divide us, because ya worry ho ye Ghana for ye digabom. So we should not let that document separate us. Inta wonafo no kwa na what the right to say omo Ghana for omo nka Ghana ho, Ghana no metuma ti omo de free Ghana ho. But because they are reasonable, because they are not selfish as some people, because they are not stupid and greedy, because they are not people who don't want the progress of Ghana, they said let us live as one people. Intinka omo no, they could have forced for a capital in exchange for ADA agreement they have for with the Queen, because they could have told the Queen say so we granting for independence omuni problem Ghana nya independence so the only way ometumni Ghana ye adwuma say Ghana should bring the capital to awonafo no. That is the only way they will agree. But these people did not say anything. They said we don't care, yawari ye nyina tia de Ghana for. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, they have lived with us. They basically see themselves as Ghanaians. They have the right to call for independence. They have the right to say ekrono yenkam ho. But they have cleaned those lines. Sa lines na ema nipa bika say we Ghana ni we nya Ghana na awonafo no, they have decided not to even look at the lines. But you see, anytime the NPP comes to power, election 2020, kandapa aswa nipa ne akobo awonafo ni tuo. Ni akoka kire Ghana fo bi say awonafo pese omo yeku no mbetu ekufu ado achichide we. Awonafo no from day one, they have always loved Ghana. They have always been Ghanaians. They have always seen Ghana as one country. They have always seen the Volta region as part of Ghana. They have the right to contest it. But for years and years, they have not done it because they believe in people living in harmony and living together, especially yawari ho a yabeye ebusia baako. But in kwasiafo bi de almost say yentwetwa kuro nim na yemfo momonwe se ne be ya omo be men na ye ne ayaka no yenkowu. That is why you see the NPP continuously disrespecting Nkrumah, and Agyapade3 Nkrumah here or Ghana no, you see the NPP do what, trying to run it down.